What's up, everybody? Welcome to our Friday night hangout. Proud New York Jet fan podcast. We got a great show lined up for you today. Gonna have some good guests coming in. We got two new guests coming on to the show. One's a face you'll recognize, and one may be new to you. And we're gonna chop it up for a little bit, and then in the second hour, we're gonna discuss a negative topic, but our top 5 most disappointing moments in Jets history. Everything has been so positive and so good, but we know with the Jets history, we gotta be realistic about who we are and what we've been through, right? And then why we wear our hearts on our sleeve. So, what's up to Maximilian? Mess is here. What's up, buddy? Want to bring in a new friend of the show, Dark Soldier. Introduced us to him last week, and give me 1 second. What we got here? Why did nobody get the email? Sorry, give me 1 second, guys. The email that I sent out was no good. All right, here we go. We're going to bring in our first guest. I'm going to try something new this week. I have not done music yet for an entrance. I know our buddy Jeremy does it all the time. I'm going to go with a little dance pop. Let's see what that does. So, introducing New York Jets Situation Report. New friend of the show, new friend of mine. His name is Gunny Gumby, also Jesse Boger. Did I say it right?
That's correct.
All right,
that's correct.
All right. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Thanks again for having me.
Turn that off. That gave me a headache. Don't like that one. How's it going, man? So, tell us, first of all, welcome to the show. First time here. And
appreciate you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us how you became a Jet fan, how long you've been a Jet fan, favorite players, moments that just, I see you got all great memorabilia back on the wall. You got to get one of those.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I see that right away. You got to get that stealth plaque that just got introduced today. So, yeah, tell everybody about yourself, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you again. Thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it. It's always a good time to sit back and just talk Jets with other fellow Jets fans. My story is a little bit, I guess it's kind of pretty simple. Like, I was born in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, moved to the States when I was about 6 years old, out in Asbury Park, New Jersey. I had one of my best friends, the Pierces, right? So Marcus Pierce was the one that pretty much introduced me to football. Before that, I was pretty much, it's all about soccer for me. Being from Haiti, I didn't know much about basketball, football, baseball, any American sports. And I remember being at their house one day, man, and it was Jets versus, I always say it's the Giants or the Bills. It was one of the two playing. Either one of them were playing. And I remember everybody was rooting against the Jets, talking about how the Jets were just like, overrated. They weren't a real New York team, and how after it was actually a Buffalo game. So I remember them saying, like, after Buffalo being the only New York team, the Giants were the only team that was really relevant when it came to the tri-state area. And I don't know.
Still hear that nowadays.
You're still hearing it nowadays. Like, I mean, in all actuality, they've won a couple of Super Bowls in my lifetime as a Jets fan, so that does kind of suck. But yeah, it was one of those things where, like, I guess I've always been one of those guys that roots for the underdog, and in that particular moment, that situation, everybody was rooting against the Jets, and I just felt compelled to just be like, you know what? I think these guys have a chance to win it. And they wound up winning that particular game. And it was kind of fun for me. It was the first time ever that I actually got to, I guess you can say, talk crap about football, because I rooted for the right team, the winning team. And I guess after that, it was a wrap for me, man. I was in. I was hooked. So that was back in 1998. Been a Jets fan ever since. And yeah, man. So for me, it's right now I'm in Houston, Texas. I spent time in Jersey after the before. Played basketball at Medford Tech High School, BCIT out of Burlington County Institute of Technology in Jersey. Always a Jets fan. I was a Knicks fan, Sixers fan growing up, big Allen Iverson fan. But overall, like, as my basketball teams have wavered, football has always been New York Jets. I've rooted for them through thick and thin. Joined the military when I was after I got out of college. I went to Rutgers for a little bit, then wound up going to the Marine Corps, and I spent 14 years in the Marine Corps, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, brother. And I just got out about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and yeah, I've been talking about doing my own content creation for the longest time. I'm probably one of the biggest trash talkers you'll ever meet. I mean, in the Marine Corps, I've had to encounter Marines from all over the place, whether they're Patriots fans, Giants fans, like all over the place, right? Cowboys fans are the most annoying, but there are a lot of Texas Marines in the Marine Corps. And
I'm glad it's not me saying it because one of my friends, Evan George, who's in here watching, is a Cowboy fan. So at least it's not me taking the shot right away.
It's not just you. It's just
I do support your message, but I do appreciate my friend chiming in to join us.
And you know what's good? It's always been friendly banter. I mean, I will say this, like being in the Marine Corps, being able to go ahead and talk trash with one another. One of the things I've always told a lot of Cowboys fans is they always talk about how like they have better seasons. Like they've always also had superior talent, and they can't seem to do anything with it. So that's one of my throwbacks every single time. But yeah, and I've been a Jets fan for the longest time. I got out of the Marine Corps. I'm in another state now, and I told the wife not too long ago, you know what? I've been talking about doing a YouTube channel for the longest time. I'm just going to do a YouTube channel about the Jets because I love football. I love what they're about. I'm a big supporter of the team, and I'm passionate about it. So it's pretty easy to get in front of a camera and talk about the Jets. And sure enough, that's what I've done, right? Of all the topics and things I could have done a YouTube channel on, the New York Jets is just the easiest thing for me to do because I'm so passionate about it.
They give you so much to talk about, man. Good and bad. They give us so much to talk about.
Doesn't matter. Good or bad.
Good or bad. It doesn't matter.
You stay hooked in. So, yeah.
2 weeks ago was Becton's overweight. Now he looks like Manute Bol.
Right? Oh, man, I got a video coming out because of that one, too, coming out tomorrow. Sitting there like, man, how do like – truthfully, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I don't know about you guys. I don't know what a 400-pound man is supposed to look like that plays football because he's a big human being. Like Becton isn't small by any means. At his height, I don't know if 400 pounds is overweight or if it's not. So.
No, not you.
Okay, good to go.
I got. Go ahead. When you finish up, I'm gonna bring in our next guest.
When we were hearing he was 400 pounds, I said, look, is he healthy? And can he ball? We saw what he could do his rookie season. I don't care how big the man is, if he can ball and he can stay healthy. Understanding the weight obviously makes sense for him to be lower so he can stay healthy. It's one of those things where, you're good, buddy. You're fine. Go ahead. Sorry, that was my son.
Everything happens, man. I don't have my son here with me this Friday, but there's Fridays where I got him here. And then we'll be sitting here. He'll just lower his head in from over the camera and just like look down for a minute. He's 13, but he acts like he's 5. He's kind of like his dad. Well, while we got to pause here real quick, thank you to your son. I want to bring in our other guest. You know him from Weapons Hot. He is CJ, the Painkiller's partner in crime. Let's bring in Spotty. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Good evening, gentlemen. How we doing tonight?
All right, man.
What's up,
Good. My volume okay?
Yeah, very loud. I like it. It's good.
Good. You got to excuse me.
Yours is staticky. If you want to maybe unplug it, when you get close to the mic, it gets very staticky, but you want a rhythm there, and I didn't want to – you want to roll there. I didn't want to break you up. But when you're back a little bit, it's not popping. But when you're close, it's like popping and cracking a lot.
Is that me?
You're good now.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, when you were getting like close to the mic, and for some reason there was a little bit of cracking going on.
Okay, I got you.
But yeah, now you're crystal clear. Let's there we go. That's what I want. I'm just trying to get everything in. Usually Jeremy will be here in a few minutes. He usually helps me out with all the controls in the background. So what's up, guys? How you doing? I see your name. Let me get rid of the chat comment, and then everyone can see your name. Oh, let me get rid of my banner. I'll do this right now. Hi. There we go. Throwbacks now, Woody.
Yeah, come on, Woody. Look, this
today disappointing to you guys as opposed to me.
Yeah, I don't want to just jump in on this, but it wasn't disappointing. I actually kind of liked them, but obviously that's not the main, decision that I would like for them to see them make right now. They're okay. I guess that we'll see how they look, in the game setting in particular. But just like my name for the show says, that throwback is kind of where I'm at right now. Unless that happens, I don't know. I'm going to be less affected by anything else without that happening.
I love the 80s. I was just telling my son today that when we saw it, we were talking on the phone, and I said to him, I was like, I had a gray throwback hat, and it had the flat rim, and it had the 80s, the white logo on it with like the jet flight across.
Yeah.
I love that hat, and I was coaching AAU basketball, and in March we only had 9 kids, so 43-year-old me had to get out there to be the 10th so we could play, and I took the hat off and I tossed it over to the side, and I left it. It was like a $38 hat, and I freaking left it there. And when I went back the next time, it was gone. So the janitor probably just like cleaned it up or put it in a bin that I couldn't find. But man, my heart was broken. Heart was broken.
I've got the black one right now. I got the black one with that logo on it. It's
I love that. I love that logo. I had that. I had that starter pullover in the early '90s when it was black with like the green logo across the front and on the back too. It had it across the. It had the sweatshirt connecting pouch in the front. And then on the back it had the logo too. That thing was badass. How many beers I snuck into football games before 9/11 with that freaking jacket? You'd put your arms up and you'd have 8 beers in each sleeve, and they'd pat your pockets, and you'd get in. You'd be like, "We made it!"
Right. Look, I every kind of post I make regarding that right now, I'm going to tell you, I keep saying I buy all the merch. If you release that stuff with that, I re-up everything. Hoodies, jackets, hats, the whole thing. I'm in.
And Retro's in. Retro's been in for a while, right? You want to sell merch, don't come out with the new stuff. Go out with the old. Come out with the old stuff that everybody loves, appreciates.
Yep.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that picture?
Yeah, man,
y'all remember that picture Meth had with the Method Man had with the black one, right? And everybody's on this frenzy, like, yo, I want that jacket. I want that jacket. I want that jacket. I'm telling you right now.
That thing was clean.
It would not stay in stock. They'd have to continue to reprint. Everybody wants one. I know I would. I'd buy them for me and my sons. I buy them for everybody gets one. Let's go.
So real quick before we get too far, I've been putting up the comments. Want to say what's up. Warriors Entertainment is here. New fan. If you're still here, buddy, thank you. Please sub to the channel. Knobcraft, my boy Ivan is here. Iowa Jets fan. That butthole showed up. Vino's here. What's up, buddy? Arkansas. What's up, kid? What else we got?
I see my man Soldier's in the building. Dog Soldier.
I love Dog Soldier, buddy.
That's who connected us here.
Yeah. That guy's the truth. That's a dedicated Jets fan right there.
No, Jeremy's he's taking care of a couple of things. He'll be in a few minutes. Dark Soldier just got here. Vino, I think I said. I hate the helmets. They're lazy. Woody is a loser.
Yeah, I'm literally just kind of walking in the door right now. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm set up in here.
The problem is they can't change uniforms. They're not going to change the logo on the helmet and use it with a modern uni. No, they can't change the uniforms, but as you see with everybody else, the Giants,
throwbacks,
and Tampa Bay, 2 years ago they announced starting this season you could do throwbacks. I hate the Titan stuff. That was filthy. That was disgusting. The gold on that looked like vomit. I hated going to our stadium and seeing blue and gold. It's just, it's not.
It doesn't make sense.
Stadium. It's not what you want when you walk into a Jets home game. So I hated the Titan stuff, but there's no reason they can't bring that stuff out.
Yeah. Facts, now.
I think the Giants did a really good job introducing their throwbacks. I mean, that was really good with Saquon. And that was beautifully done, man. I was hating on that a little bit. I was like, God, all right, man, come on, Jets. We need to go ahead and do something too.
If the Jets are watching, which they're not, you got to take my idea. The infamous photo from the stock exchange floor with Klecko, Lyons, Salam, and Gastineau. Redo that with Lawson, Q, JFM, and JJ. Redo it. Identical, where interns are gluing the pieces of paper to the ground, where everything is the exact same.
Iconic.
Please. That would be the hottest release.
Iconic photo. Trust it.
It's great. I remember going into the old stadium, and when you'd come up the escalator to the upper deck, that big thing was up there. It was the four of them just waiting right in front of you.
Wow. Yeah, MetLife is a horrible situation. Man, that's ugly.
That's what happens when you're paying the New York, New Jersey union rates for people to build it. It's through the roof. That's why Texas, with the Cowboys Stadium, it's cheaper labor down there.
It is.
You got so much more out of the stadium for similar cost.
Yeah. It's a nice stadium, man. It's a real nice stadium.
That's the gold standard for stadiums right now with what it is that they've done there. It's crazy. It is.
I've heard I've heard the ones the Raiders got out in Vegas is pretty darn nice too. I haven't been to that one, but I've heard that one is right now like high tech.
I'm gonna be in Vegas before the end of the year, so I think I'm gonna have to go check that out.
I'll be out there in November.
Yeah.
Here's what I don't like about the helmet. The letters on the black, it looks like kid letters that, like, when you get the magnets to put on the refrigerator.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like someone just did that with like a big sloppy football. Like the football's not even the shape of an NFL football. I think it was
lazy.
Somebody said
cartoonish.
Yeah, I almost feel like they saw the Giants do their release, and then all of us are clamoring like, "Hey, can we get our throwbacks? What are we doing?" And they just do something out there like real quick. Let's see if we can just see if they'll accept this. Those helmets are ugly. They're just ugly.
Yeah.
That logo.
I get the black. Everyone loves the black uniforms. You know, we always want on the home games or the Thursday night game we have against the Jaguars in December is going to be the stealth black head to toe with the helmets. Come on, man! Like, just
helmets are hard.
I feel like they dropped the ball on it. I get it. I get they had good intentions with it, but I feel like it was a butt fumble.
I agree. 1,000% agree.
Like, it's something that happened, but it's still not great.
That's what's up. All right. Can I just 1 second? I'll be right back. Pardon me.
No. So go ahead, finish. Is your story, like, give us some of your favorite players? You know, a couple big moments that you remember coming up that what made you become the Jet fan.
Yeah, honestly, man, watching that game and then those guys coming back and then winning the game as well. I remember, if I'm not mistaken, Vinny Testaverde threw an interception like the first throw of the game, and it started off like, wow, this is gonna be a bad day. But they were able to bounce back and whatnot, and man, my kids are crushing me right now. And
you gotta take care. Go ahead, man. That family's first, always, bro.
Nah, they're good. They're old enough. They can handle their stuff. They just keep looking at me right now, asking for food. But we've already had dinner.
6 minutes before you got on here, right? Like, you're
literally,
like the house, so you leave me alone.
We just ate. You guys, I need about 2 hours. Just leave me alone. You guys are good. But yeah, I'm a huge Curtis Martin fan. I'm not gonna lie to you. My favorite player of all time is Darrell Revis, though. If I'm being 100% honest,
I didn't notice behind you. You hide it very well. I didn't notice.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying. I try to be go ahead. You know what I'm saying, modest about it.
Nonchalant.
Revis, man, like Revis Island gave me like years upon years of material to be able to trash talk to anyone and everyone that had something to say about whether it was the Jets, football, etc. We had the number one corner in the NFL. And being in the Marine Corps, he gave me nothing but ammunition every single Sunday, every single Monday, Thursday, whatever it was, to go ahead and pretty much state, like, it don't matter who your number one receiver was, I was going to bet on Revis. And most people wouldn't argue with you. Like, it was like the easiest way to talk trash by bringing up Revis. So Revis has definitely become, like, one of my favorite players, like, of all time.
Nice. All right, give me one second. Let's get
all right, go ahead.
First, I'm going to bring Kevin's back.
Yep.
Next, I'm going to bring in this character. You know him. The show's been calm. The show's been nice so far. We've all been very gentlemanly, like, even in the chat. But it's Friday night. We got to get chaotic. And the only way we're going to do that is if we bring in Mr. Chaos himself. Jeremy, what's up, buddy?
Yo, what's up?
There he is.
There he is.
Where's the alcohol?
I'm drinking water, man. I'm drinking water.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
I
I'm drinking water right
time.
now. I've been drinking all day. I need to calm down a little bit.
You've been drinking all day.
I've been drinking water all day. It's time to, you know.
I got the reverse.
Yeah.
That's why the kids are checking on you. They know you've been drinking all day.
Right.
Is he out yet? Can we raid the fridge?
That's what they're doing right now. They're waiting to get extra desserts and stuff. Like, all right, well, he's been drinking all day. He should be going to bed soon. Nah, it's going to be a couple of hours today. They're going to have to wait.
Nice. What's up, Harlan? Thank you for joining us.
What's up?
King Butthole is here, as always. Jet Fan United, what's up, buddy?
All right.
Welcome.
Yeah, you.
The gang's all here, right?
Mess. Yeah. Everyone's starting to pop in. Looking good.
Jeremy, my guy, it's been a minute. You doing all right?
I'm doing good, man. Good. So you're on Facebook. You're looking good.
Look, I'm trying to get it together right now, man. I'm down. I'm down 35 pounds, right?
God bless you, man. Good for you.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. So
You doing what I do?
I've been intermittent fasting, and because I'm a lazy bastard, I've been walking right? So
Intermittent fasting is key. I mean, I just run from my problems. That's how I take the way.
you'd be surprised what 12,000 steps a day does for you realistically. And I mean, this is really without gym, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I fast, whatever. I don't eat after, like I don't eat after 10 o'clock. I don't eat until sometimes around 1:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And I'm 12,000, 15,000 steps a day right now, and it's working. I'll give it that. It's working.
That's good, man.
Nice.
I gotta start going in that direction.
Look, if it's only walking, I don't have to be afraid of it, right?
Yep.
It's really. I'm in Texas. It's very humid out here.
Yeah,
it's
look
hot outside.
Yeah. No.
Where are you again, Kev? I forget.
I'm in Georgia. So man, I saw Nob was talking about the Mercedes Stadium. I'm probably about an hour away from there, an hour and change from there, and it is a really nice stadium. I haven't been inside just yet, but I kind of plan on going. Next time we play the Falcons. One of the last times we played
Sunday, no Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. Look, it's easy. I can't wait. Actually, I'm excited.
There's no Chick-fil-A on Sunday, so don't go on Sunday.
Nah, that Christian chicken. Trust me, nah, it's popping. It's popping around here. That's for sure. I don't know. I don't know. It feels good, but my cousin lives in. I want to say in Fort Worth. I think he's in, and he's been sending these little weekly. Temperature things. It's like it's hell in Texas.
It is. Like today it was 101 degrees today, which you would think not too bad. For us right now, 101 sounds great.
Yeah, that's cool.
But the humidity though was hitting today. Like it was. You walked outside, instantly start sweating. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad.
You move there and get a pitchfork and a bifurcated tail, right? That's how it works.
I got to just get accustomed to it, pretty much.
Right?
Where in Texas are you, Gunny?
I'm in Houston right now.
Oh, I like Houston.
That's where I live. Houston's home. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to travel there for business, and I was in a tech company, and it's one of the cities I have good memories of because there was a sales guy there that we had, so I had someone to actually show me around. So it wasn't just like sitting in a hotel alone. He was taking me out in Houston and introduced me to Papa Do's.
Oh yeah,
that's my spot.
Good seafood.
That's my spot. That is my spot.
He made sure I ate good and went out and partied, and so I have good memories of Houston.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Houston, man. Like I've been all over the country pretty much in the Marine Corps, and by far probably has the most diverse amount of like delicious food. Like food, I'm a big foodie, and in Houston, I got to say, New York is probably a close second. And it sounds messed up, but I love tacos, and I'm starving. They do tacos right in Houston, man. Like it's just, it's a smorgasbord of delicious cuisines all over the place.
Yeah, no question.
Just to show my level of fatness, I made an omelet. And when it folded over, I looked at it. I was like, I said to my son, like, "You want an egg taco?" He goes, "The hell's an egg taco?" I'm like, "I don't know. It's folded over in half. It's like a taco. What are you gonna do?" He's like, "What's wrong with you, man?"
So you got so much stuff in there, right? You got space.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that.
Buffalo, what's up, buddy?
There he is.
Buffalo Jet fan. There he is.
Yeah, I was checking out the show the other day. He's been kicking butt lately.
He's crushing it, man. Like I was telling him the other day, I need to get on his level. He's able to go ahead and give you so much information in like 2 to 4 minutes videos. I don't know how he does it because I've tried. I really have tried. But my shortest video is like 7 minutes.
If you ever watch him when he's on a live video, he's always making notes. So he's very, very, very studious. Like he makes notes of like things, and then Jeremy, am I right? Like he's always making notes, and then he's got like his bro Bibles right there for him. So like he can go double check things. He can then put a video together, and like he's always making notes, and I love that about it. I'm not that type of guy. I try to remember shit, and I fail a lot. But I've always noticed that with him. Whenever there's a video, he'll write some stuff down, which may be part of his process. And if I just expose that, Buffalo, I'm sorry. If I just crack the code.
I have to get a wig so I could do an imitation of him. I see. That's
Oh,
the
you got to get the
Yeah.
That's the
World
problem
wig
with
and just cut it. So you got the hat and the wig all in
The
one.
problem with going bald is that's the thing. It's harder to imitate people with hair,
Right.
because people just can't visualize it. But if I had like the wig or a hat on, then I could start getting his mannerisms down and do a nice
Pulled
imitation.
it off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
He did a great imitation to you, Chaos.
Yeah.
He did a great imitation to you.
Yeah, he nails
like
me. He
this.
nails me. See, I do celebrities. Like I'll do Howard Cosell. If you want me to talk like him for the rest of the evening,
Right.
I can do that. I can
Can
be
pull
like
that off.
Spotty.
Yeah. I'm not good with
Here
that.
we are. He's on the show.
I disagree,
and
Maximilian.
he loves the Jets.
Look.
He was a
man.
big fan of
Yeah.
Joe Frazier,
Yes, I was.
but he was
Oh.
very, very upset when Muhammad Ali took him out and showed him the gloves.
Look, it's weird because I have this Joe Frazier shirt that I wear. And people are like, yeah, but he lost to Ali. I'm like, yeah, he beat Ali too. Let's not sleep on that.
He
Okay?
did beat Ali.
Yeah, that's what's up. Man, all the guys in the comments, man, it's a lot of folks in here. That's what's
Yeah.
good. Okay.
Yeah, we got a good chat on Friday. It's hot as balls out, man. Nobody wants to be outside. I said when I posted on Facebook, I go, listen, you're probably outside working today. It's Friday night.
Yeah.
Chill out in the AC,
Go
hang
home.
out with us, and have a good
Go
time.
home. Go home. Go home. Anyways, I'm really excited. We're getting closer to football. That home opener is going to be so crazy. I'm going to be in the house. I can't wait. All of the folks
Are you?
are gonna show up. Yeah, man, I'm going.
Are you in the hangar?
I'm in the hangar. Holla at your boy.
Guess who's gonna be hanging out on 9/11?
You coming? You coming?
I'm there, brother.
That's
there.
what I'm talking
Oh
about.
yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Are you?
Yeah. As I said, we need
I'm
to
going through.
we need to link up, my guy. We need to link up. That's
Are you in the hangar or are you just going to the game?
I see you on Twitter.
I'm in the hangar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the
We're
hangar.
all gonna be
shit.
all right. We're gonna see
Yeah.
that.
Look. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
I was about to say I sent you the tweet. We need to link up.
Oh, definitely. We'll get
Send me
up.
the tweet.
Yeah, link up. Spotty Blackman.
Oh, got you covered. I'm
That's
gonna go ahead
good.
and follow you.
Yeah, first round's on me. I think we're already there because I was just following you.
We're
Look,
gonna be hanging out in the
it's
hangar, man.
it's gonna be so crazy. Oh man, I can't wait.
It is.
And
That's
y'all,
gonna be nuts.
y'all know my history with going to games too. So I'm like,
Look at him, like he's doing the Mean Joe Green Coca-Cola commercial. He turned his head to the side and everything and said the
I saw that. Hey, look.
Look.
I'm waiting for it.
Hey, grab me a Coke.
you throw it.
Wait a second, Gunny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro,
yo,
You throw jersey.
you got sponsorship we don't know about,
Yeah.
man.
Listen,
Let's throw the jersey. Throw the
All right,
jersey.
let me get my sponsorship here.
Okay. Yeah, we're
Gunny,
playing
how
that.
tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
Okay, because I'm thinking maybe we could pull it off. We'll pretend you're like a former player when we're in the hangar. We'll be
You'd be
like,
surprised,
"Here's
man. I'm
another-
6'2",
we have another extra
200.
jet here.
235 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been mistaken for football player before and basketball player, so I'm all about playing the game.
Oh, so if we get like if Damian Woody's in there, if we get a couple of Jets, we should just go around saying, "Hey man, check it out! Like Eric McMillan is here." Or something.
I'm in. Let's do it. I'm in.
He does look like a little bit like Eric, right? He does look a little like Eric. Let's see if we can pull it
I
off.
shave and I stopped doing the intermittent fasting. We could say I'm Rex.
Let's go.
I ain't fucking touching no feet, though.
Right? No,
I'm not touching no feet. I hate feet.
I'm not a feet guy.
No. Nope.
Questionable decision making right there. When you're
With the tattoo with the Sanchez jersey on.
I'll just walk around pretending I'm Mike Myers, but in character.
Okay.
When I was 13, my parents had me laminated.
right. I might have to watch that again.
What? You outside my place, Matt? I missed a text. Am I missing something? Maybe I missed something.
Yeah, with Jets fans, I'll be there too.
We made it, huh? We got to go. That's what I'm talking about. Good. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I
we're
think-
trying to figure out a way to stop him from getting here. Like we're debating calling in bomb threats to Iowa so that he can't fly out here. We're trying to stop him from being. We never thought he'd get here when like the whole idea took off, and now it's happening. It's like, how do we stop this?
That's what's good. I've seen so many advertisements for that. It's pretty dope. I'm actually excited. Look, the more the merrier. We're gonna have a wild time. Trust.
It's gonna be fun, man.
Yeah,
It's
it
gonna be
is.
so
Yeah,
fun.
it is. Yeah,
Can you imagine the strip club when we get there after the victory? I'm sorry, in case any of the wives are watching.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
going out to
My wife's a Marine also. She
Yeah,
follows my strip clubs.
That's fine. Let's go.
So
Let's
I'm
go.
good with that.
Look, and my brother's coming with me. My cousin's coming with me. So strip club, yes, that'll be a yes. Let's do that.
Awesome. CJ coming up or no?
No, I don't think CJ's coming up for this one. I kind of posed you to him, and he's got some other stuff, but
Okay.
it's gonna be crazy. And yeah, I'll be at the tailgate also. The Gotham, I'll be at the Gotham tailgate. I got folks L7. I got to go holler at it. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I'm bringing you a bagel with cream cheese, man.
Please.
I'm gonna show up to that tailgate.
You're gonna be rolling in with a dump truck with the amount of people you're promising to bring bagels to.
Dude, I'm gonna pick up like a dozen bagels with cream cheese in Staten Island, like from one of the good
right
places.
now.
Dozen, you promised 74. I've been keeping
a New York bagel. A New York bagel.
I'll take one.
Come on, man. I live in Georgia.
I'll take you all day. I live in Texas. I'll take one.
I'll defer mine because I can get one up here anytime. Anybody from out of state gets priority that day. Otherwise, it's going to be like a joint, and we're all going to take a bite and just pass it around. And everyone...
Pass it around. Just pass it around. No,
right,
bite,
right.
Bite,
Nibble, right? Nibble.
You're out of the Marines now, so you're good, right?
I'm thinking about just bringing some jugs so I can bring some New York water home, right? Maybe I can try to make my own stuff. That's what we need.
Our bagels out here.
Yeah, for real. Y'all know I bake. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my things. So yeah.
I saw that, man, in your profile, and I never knew that before. I saw you own this bakery business. I was like, my man is baking.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. Look, as of right now, I'm expanding a little bit because I'm working on my cheesecake. I'm working on gluten-free and vegan right now. But if I just keep it real and like a humble brag, I can clear 600 a week in cookies.
Jeez. Oh wow.
Yeah, man. My cookies.
That's how I became diabetic.
My cookies bang. My cookies are, man, my cookies slap. So
and my cookies bad. My cookies good. My cookie do shit that you want to shoot.
They're all custom. They're all custom and from scratch.
Week 1.
You know what? Depending upon when I actually get up there, because I think we got a hotel. We're gonna be in Jersey. So if we're in Jersey from there long enough, I'll probably throw something together, and I'll bring a couple of bags if I could sneak them in. But look, I make custom cookies from scratch, man. Wow. If you buy cookies for me, more than likely they've been made within the last 24 hours. And however it is that you choose, whatever chips, nut, you know what I'm saying, combination, whatever, I'm nice with it.
Oh, I love it.
Where are you staying?
I got a sweet tooth
when you get up here.
You know what? I don't even know yet because my cousin's in charge of our lodging because we paid for a lot of the other stuff already. So you know what I'm saying? Like when I get off the plane, we'll kind of work it out from there. But like I said, my cousin's coming, huge Jets fan, actually older than me, so he's been a Jets fan longer than me, and my younger brother's coming. So yeah, I'm just, you don't even know. I'm so excited. Like I really cannot explain how. This is just one of them things. I've been waiting for this for a long time, and we're gonna win. Come on, man.
I'm telling you, man.
Oh my God,
the energy in that stadium that day is going to be something that I haven't seen there. Probably, obviously, since the walk-off against the Patriots to Decker. Yeah. That game was electric. I was at that.
Look, I was there too, and I was in the end zone right behind the touchdown. So I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't have a voice, but I don't think I got my voice back until Thursday that week.
Yeah, that was the norm. That's the norm.
Well, yeah, and
if you get it back before then, you're not really a good fan.
You weren't in the moment, right? You were out getting a beer when it jumped off because you didn't see it happen. you didn't see it happen live. Because I swear, just as soon as it happened, just half of it just fell out.
Let me respond to this in the. Thank God this question wasn't asked later at night and a night that I'm not drinking, so I can kind of give the clean version of this. There's two types in New Jersey. There's go-go bars that girls are in bikinis and they have a liquor license and it's an actual full bar. Yeah. And then there is bring your own, where you can stop at the store, pick up some 30 packs and go in, and they are fully nude. Ooh. So those are the two options. Yeah. The fully nude one is in the news right now for being busted for a multi-million-dollar prostitution ring. And
That sounds about right.
yeah,
Really?
and surprise,
Really?
surprise, NJ.com.
Really?
NJ.com had an article yesterday about it on Twitter, and I posted on Twitter. The comment was, "So, random question: are we getting refunds or no?"
I saw that. No, I saw that, man. Oh, man. Yeah.
I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm saying he was really interested, so I just want to make sure I get that assistance in.
So before we get to our list, let's throw a couple topics around.
Okay.
Rookies reporting for camp.
Yes.
This past week on the 19th, everybody signed. Paul signed that morning. The final glitch or holdup was the second rounders. Now the top second rounders are starting to get guaranteed money into the third year.
Yeah.
So Petrie from Houston was drafted after Hall and got fully guaranteed the third year, and that was the holdup. So everything worked out. Everyone's there. Let's throw it around. I'll go right around the camera here. Jeremy, any thoughts, rookies? Any concerns? Anything sticking out to you?
That's what's so interesting about this offseason. There's not a lot of concern for me. There's no bad news. Everybody's signed. No one did anything that we said, we made a mistake. Nobody couldn't practice in OTAs because their shoe kept falling off, like another team I know. Like, it was just... It's ever since Salah has rolled in, it's just positivity. It's like
functional.
Wait, it happens for a winning organization. Like, you don't get this nonsense. So happily, no, I don't have any concerns right now. I'm just excited about these rookies, and I can't wait to see what they got.
Okay. Kev, what do you got?
Concerns? No. I will say this, just because I think I should probably have a T-shirt made by now, but it really is a hell of a time to be a Jets fan, man. I mean, just the way that we've been watching this come together, knowing what it was like, over the course of these past, 10, 11, 12 years, whatever. I honestly cannot say that I have ever felt as excited about a team that I know is probably not even going to be a Super Bowl or quite possibly may not even be a playoff caliber team. But and I've said this a few different times also, so I'm not going to deviate from this. Being a Jets fan and having expectations, they kind of don't go hand in hand, right? Those are two things that really shouldn't be in the same sentence. Until now, I expect us to be a good team, and I expect the rookies in particular, since that's the topic. I expect that these guys are going to show up. I expect that they're going to play well. I expect that there's going to be some hiccups. Do I have concerns? No, I just hope that they don't get hurt. But I mean, the character, the talent. When have we ever have even that many guys on the team that we can say have that level of character and that level of talent? And all of these guys are rookies. I'm over the moon right now. I'm trying not to be the homer that just says, "Oh yeah, Super Bowl, whatever," you know what I'm saying? But I do have expectations, and I expect that we're going to be really good.
Awesome, Justin.
I mean, if I'm being honest, man, in terms of actual legitimate, fearful concerns, not much, right? I think the only thing that I would probably bring up right now is the Jeremy Ruckert injury. I know it's a foot injury, plantar I can't say the word. Plantar fasciitis or something like that. The fact that it's been lingering since the Senior Bowl is the only thing. I was really excited to kind of see this guy get some reps in early in training camp. I think he's going to be tight end one for us here in a couple of years, right? And getting these early reps in when there's no pressure on him, I think is invaluable. So right now I'm a little concerned about that. If I had to say if I had to find something to be worried about, it's how much longer will he be out potentially, early on in terms of training camp. I don't want to see him losing too many reps. Especially with Lawrence Cager, of course, making an immersion at a much bigger weight. Yabo is apparently looking really good too. I don't want him to get lost in the depth chart, because I really think Ruckert's going to be our tight end one here in a couple of years. But other than that, man, really, I got to agree with the guys. There's really nothing to be concerned about. Everybody is signed. They're all excited to be there. They're all looking good during OTAs. I mean, Zach's been working with them already in the offseason. Like, these guys are putting in the work. And, like, literally you have to find a reason to be concerned. And if you had to find one, I say Jeremy Rucker's foot injury. I was hoping by now that it wouldn't be still lingering. But other than that,
he didn't have surgery, though, right?
He did not. That's the
he
thing.
He strained it, right? He didn't have surgery.
It was a strain in the Senior Bowl. But that was months ago, and apparently the average time for that kind of a recovery is about 2 to 3 months. So I guess we're right in that window in terms of Senior Bowl to him going into the training camp. But it's just one thing I was like, I didn't like seeing him getting put into the not able to perform list. And so, but other than that, man, that's a minor concern. Minor concern. We've still got Conklin, we've still got Uzoma. Like, we've got the tight end room right now full. Whereas this was last year, this would have been devastating. Oh my God, our tight end is down for going to training camp. But nah, man, I'm just excited, man. I think I'm more concerned about like the fact that it's taking so long for us to start seeing these guys in action. That's what I'm really concerned about. I want to see them already in action.
It's been the old adage, though, right? Like, no news is good news. Like, the worst thing to happen this offseason is right here. I'm going to bring it up now. Garrett Wilson letting go of the golf club and almost decapitating him. Now, let's hope he holds on to the football better than he holds on to the driver.
Right.
But if that's the worst thing to happen in a Jet offseason, I think we'll sign up for that every single year. There will be women who volunteer to get a golf club thrown at them. Yeah. That's the only thing negative that happens.
Let that be the one thing that makes him realize that football is where it's at, right? not worry about the golf right now, my guy.
Not everybody Tiger Woods, y'all.
We're not there yet, right? We're not there yet. Trust.
Let me throw this out. A statement from Robert Salah this week. Becton's been at the facility 40 straight days.
Man.
Now, we didn't know anything about it. I had an inkling when I saw him post 2 weeks ago. Not this week, the week before. Monday night, he was at Topgolf, and Tuesday night, he was at the Yankee game. And I'm like, that's Topgolf in Edison. That's right by me. I'm there twice a week with the boys. And I'm like, he's here. I'm like, okay. But I like that it was kept quiet. Does that make sense? Like, I like that there was no promotion about it. I like that it's head down, doing your work, taking care of your business. I'm not a fan of the, hey, look at me working out. Like, maybe I'm old school. I'm 43, so maybe I come from a different generation. When you do your work, do your work. Like,
right.
I get nowadays these kids live on social media and everything they do, they show. Like, you go to Topgolf, you put it on. You go to the Yankee game, you put it on. You're in Times Square after the Yankee. I'm sorry, not even after the Yankee game. You left when it was 3-0 against the Reds, and then we blew the goddamn game and lost 4-3. So, and I'm going to give it to him right here. Jet Fan United has been big on the Becton train, and I was waiting for the "I told you so." That's his "I told you so."
Look, I mean,
who else
had
has been on the
discussions
Becton
privately
train?
on Twitter, me and JFU. So he's
Who else has been on the Becton train?
Look,
I don't. Nobody else. Nobody.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wait. All right. Let me clarify.
Yeah.
I'm not off the train. I said that there were questions that needed to be answered. I've always wanted the guy to succeed. I want him to be the best possible Jet he can be.
Fair.
I've never off the
That's
train.
That's
I just brought conversation to the table saying at this moment in early June, when he still wasn't up here yet, there's questions that had to be answered by him.
Yeah.
Is he going to get the weight down? Because this is right after he looked big when he was out there at the OTAs. So when he first got back up here. So 40 days ago, 3, 4, or 5 weeks ago, I said, we got to know his commitment to his craft. We didn't see him last year. He barely played the first game, and then the unfortunate injury happened. So we didn't get to see, did his technique improve? Was he better against speed rushers? We didn't get to see any of that. So there's still questions going into year 3 that need to be answered about the player. I'm not saying this guy cannot. I'm not writing in Sharpie with anything. It's just all propositional questions. But there is, like, we got to know, can he stay healthy for a full year? The organization did say last year that he taps out of practices and plays too often, meaning that, like, he wants to get out and then get back in. There are some guys you have to hide their helmet when they get injured, and there's other guys who hand their helmet away. What category do you fall in? That's a question. I'm not saying he lands anywhere, but that's just thoughts that I've raised. So I've never been off the train. I want him to be an all-pro, for crying out loud. I want all 5 linemen to be all-pros. I want the Jet line to be starting the not even the Pro Bowl because we're in the Super Bowl. But I want them all there. So let's go opposite. Jess, we'll start with you first.
Yeah, I think for me, man, the frustrating part about it is you're right, though. Like the fact that he didn't post anything about it, he was just putting his head down and putting into work was great, right? But the beat writers who've been pushing this whole aspect of him just being overweight, being lazy, being out of shape, they knew he was there. You're going to tell me freaking Connor Hughes didn't know he was there? They freaking knew he was there, but it was quiet. Nobody heard anything. We had to hear it from Robert Saleh yesterday to finally hear some positive aspects about him putting in the work. That led me to believe specifically that there is an agenda, whether it's from Connor Hughes or whoever else. There's an agenda specifically that's targeting Mekhi Becton because you were quick to go ahead and talk about how he's 400 pounds, where, again, I don't know what 400 pounds looks like in a man that big. I didn't think he looked that big.
I can send you a picture. I was almost there about 4 years ago. I was 382. I can send you a picture. I'm 6'3", though, so it looked a lot worse than it did on a 6'7" dude.
Different. I think I was more frustrated.
You saw the picture, Jeremy, the one with the blue shirt when I was kneeling. I sent you that picture.
382, man, that's big. That's big. But we didn't hear anything about it, though, right? And he's been there for 40 days. Robert Saleh, who kind of like gave us a peek behind the curtain, and we know the beat writers knew about it. They're always at the facility. They have access. They weren't reporting that, though. So to me, I just felt like it goes to pro that there's an agenda about, again, finding clickbait articles that's going to go ahead and get us as Jets fans engaged. Like, we know how important Mekhi Becton is to this offensive line. So they were targeting him in terms of being out of shape. I mean, the narrative from last year and the year before, they just kind of ran with it. And of course, I'm not gonna lie to you, I clicked every single article that said Mekhi Becton was this or Mekhi Becton was that. Because again, like you said, questions need to be answered because this guy is a valuable piece to our offensive line. But I just found it kind of odd that, Robert Saleh stated, boom, hey, the last 40 days he's been here putting in the work. And we never once heard that from any of the beat writers that were already speaking about him being overweight. That to me was my only, I guess you can say, gripe about the whole situation. But I do like what you're saying about him just putting his head down saying, you know what, forget the noise, I'm going to work. But that's a lot about
I hate to quote this guy because we all hate him probably equally, but do your job, right? Don't talk about your job, be about your job. Do whatever it takes to make you the best at your craft. I don't need videos of people doing burpees or doing toe taps around cones. I've coached football for 6 years, 7 years. I see kids do it. Don't make you better. You know what I mean? I want you strong. I want you in shape, and I want you taking people's heads off when we run stretch left. That's all I want. Oh, we got a trivia. Hold on. Trivia's got to get in first. What NFL team scored the most points in one game, and how many points was it? All time, I think it was.
Wow.
Somebody, was 100 ever? College 100 was broken. I don't know if NFL 100.
No,
I'm
I
guessing
think it was
89.
I would say 84.
How about seeing
70 something.
How about seeing
I
that?
want to
70. I was about to say 70-point game. I remember.
That was
I remember
the Patriots
70-something
against us
game.
last year. That was the Pats against us, and Bill was just running it up.
Was it the greatest show on turf? Was that?
And Kelly, are we going modern? Are we going modern football, or are we going all time? Are we going modern era, like Super Bowl era?
High 70s.
It was high
I
70s.
think
I know
80s.
that. I
I think
remember.
I've seen 80s, to be completely honest.
Really?
I
But
don't think I've
that's
seen
pre-Super
70.
Bowl era. That's going back to when, if you had two good guys on your team, you could put up 50 a game.
I don't want to cheat, but do I have to Google this right now, right?
No, we got it. Redskins 72 in 1966.
I know it was a 70-point game. Wait, 66? Nah. Okay, these are guesses. I'm like, nah, that can't be right. In my head, I want to say it was either Peyton Manning that did it.
No, they
But then I'm thinking
scored
Kurt
70,
Warner as
I
well.
think.
That was 70, right? Okay.
He had 7 touchdowns
Yes,
on
that's what
opening
that's
day
the
in
game that I'm thinking
2014 because
Yep,
I had the
that's what I'm
greatest
thinking about.
fantasy football team ever, and then
Of all
I
time.
lost to Jamal Charles's 5-touchdown, 300-yard total yards from scrimmage game
Oh,
against the Raiders.
yes.
Yeah, He had 200 yards, like rushing or receiving, and 100 with the other, and 5 touchdowns. And I'm sitting there with like 1 loss with Peyton Manning, Calvin Johnson, Gronkowski. I was loaded. I was blowing people out every week, and I got beat in the freaking first round or the second round of the playoffs because I had the bye.
Wow.
Wait, who are you playing against if you had those guys on your roster? I'm trying to figure out who you drafted.
Right?
I had,
no one.
That team was
Well, Peyton Manning at the time was like a 6th, 7th round pick. He was the kind of quarterback you took in the, like one of the top quarterbacks. But in a lot of fantasy leagues, those guys don't go until because Peyton Manning the year before that explosion for Denver was okay in the second half, but it wasn't anything close.
Yeah.
So I remember that like it was just nobody expected that from Peyton Manning when he did that.
Okay.
It was like he was probably what'd you get him in the 6th or 7th round?
The year before, this was a league where you could trade away players for future draft picks, and I ended up with 5 picks in the first 2 rounds. So I ended up with Gronk. I ended up with Aaron Hernandez and Gronk, Calvin Johnson, Peyton Manning. I forget who my running back was. I'd have to look up running backs today, but I had a top running back as well. And I was just smoking people. Like I think 3 of those guys, the 2 tight ends and Manning, I think had to bye the same week. I lost that week, but I was clobbering everybody. And then
you win the Fantasy Football Championship that year?
I did. I got knocked out in the semifinals because of the
Charles
game.
Gotcha.
That's why I can't stand.
I didn't know that was in the playoffs.
It was against the Raiders, and it was insane. If you look up that box score, I'm pretty sure it was 2014. But yeah, the first week Manning had 7 touchdowns, and it was the highest scoring player we've ever had, and everyone's like, Jesus Christ, Nick's going to win the freaking league. This is going to be the worst thing ever.
Hey, back to the Becton thing. I'm in the middle of a Twitter war. Like I'm part of this discussion going on that Connor uses part of, and he's chiming in on, where there's this one dude that still, he said, based on what Salah said, is you see he came into camp overweight. So we nailed him the other day and said he didn't say that. And he goes, yes, you just have to understand English. I said, you're making a crazy interpretation. He goes, it's not an interpretation. He said his weight is going down. That means he came into camp overweight. I said, dude, they're not even due in camp till the 26th. So how do you come to camp overweight? So this guy is like, this is the kind of thing. Now, when you talk about kind of use it and the other beat guys, what drives me crazy is that they're like the weathermen. They are never held accountable for being wrong.
Not. Facts.
So they could say
because the needle moves, right? They move the needle to change the story. So you could always say, well, certain things happen that change this narrative.
Yeah.
But the point is Connor Hughes knew that Becton for the last 40 days was in Florham Park, right? Otherwise, he's not doing his job. Well, maybe he didn't because he's in between jobs.
Still talking shit.
He said, but he literally, is he going to do a story now that says, hey, we got it wrong? My sources were wrong. Great news. But Mekhi Becton has been there for 40 days. He looks great. Here's a picture from, it was taken in New York City. Look how good he looks. You're not going to hear any story like that because for some reason, our media is just in the mindset that you have to be negative to get the clicks. And that's what they do. They put out negative narratives.
Yeah. I want to chime in on this if I can, just
Holy
because
shit.
I've been
excuse me real quick. Some news stories take precedence. Okay. The Blue Jays are beating the Red Sox 27-3 in a Major League Baseball game right now.
Oh my!
What?
Lord, mercy!
It's the 6th inning. It's the 6th inning. They've scored 1, 2, 7, 4, 11, and 2. They have 24 hits.
Oh my gosh!
Fuck the Red Sox and their fans.
Wait a second, I got fantasies.
How many pitchers have they run through?
Hold on.
How many pitchers have they run through?
4. One has given up 9, one has given up 5, one has given up 8, and one has given up 4.
My goodness gracious.
Everybody in the entire lineup has over 2 hits or more.
Oh, getting lit up. The bats are on fire tonight. Wow.
This may be labeled an international crisis. You got Canada whooping the hell out of Boston.
There are 2 guys with 6 RBIs
Yeah.
and one with 5 RBIs.
Somebody's going to have to step in. Yeah.
I repeat, it's the 6th inning.
It's not even over yet. It's nowhere near over
That
yet.
sounds like almost sounds like a little league. Yeah, it's a little league all-star game right there. Yeah, little league all-star game stats right there.
Wow.
I'm
Anyway,
sorry.
just because
my
that
buddy
is
texted me.
ridiculous, right?
I'm like, holy
We
crap.
need to follow that. We need to follow
Go ahead,
that
Kevin. I
later.
apologize.
Yeah, now
That does take precedence. Look, that's a football score, basically, right? That's a football score. Just because this thing about Becton has been as ridiculous as it has, right? Because it's a silly season, because this is the time of season where there really isn't anything, kind of noteworthy, right, going on. I think this story has actually kind of taken legs that it probably shouldn't have. Like this is Olympic caliber quads on this story when it really is kind of a non-factor. The guy's 6'8", 6'8" and change or something like that. If you've ever been around a football player, an offensive lineman per se that is that size, 400 pounds isn't really something difficult to achieve, especially in the offseason. I don't think he's playing at 400 pounds, but I said this before. If the team is asking him to play at 350, I don't even think that's feasible. I don't think that's the weight that we should actually expect him to play at. If he comes in at 370, and like I said, he's pancaking and he's doing all of that, look, it does not make sense at all. It doesn't make sense. I don't want thin, slim, ballerina type guys as my offensive tackle. That's not what it is that I want. Mekhi Becton is going to be fine. This is stupid. I don't want this to continue to be a problem because he's using all of this stuff as motivation. But how bad does it have to get before it actually becomes a problem for him? Before it does become something that he has to overcome instead of just being able to play. The Jets historically have ruined players by doing stupid shit and playing mental games and all of this other nonsense. I really don't want that to happen to this kid. And I would hope that this is no longer even something that we have to discuss over the course of the next couple of weeks. I just want this to be done. I really just want this to be done. The kid's a beast. We've seen him play, right? We've seen him play. If you've seen him play, there shouldn't really be any question about his weight. Look, the cat ran one of the fastest 40s I think I've ever seen from a human being that big at 370, right? At 370.
Yeah.
It's a stupid story.
He can carry the weight.
I would hope that they should just wrap this up. This is kind of part of the reason why we need to hurry up and get to the season, because if it comes down to him, having to answer more questions about his weight, it's just a matter of people shutting the fuck up and letting him play. Period. Stop.
Agree. Let me ask Kelly a question here, who looked up 36 runs as the Major League Baseball record. Did you ask us what was the record for the amount of points scored in an NFL game? Because you saw Toronto might break that tonight at 77, 72. I love it. F everything out of Boston. Couple posts comes in. His goal weight is 358. Yeah. He played 364, I believe, his rookie year, and they were okay with that weight. You're a couple years older, you fill out a little bit. Even when you're as big as him, you still broaden out a little bit at 22, 23 years old. So, if he's playing at a weight, if he's whatever weight he's playing at, he's playing there because the Jets are okay with it. So there should be no chirping from the media or fans about his weight. If he's stepping on the field for the Jets to play in a real NFL game, the weight's not an issue. I would love for him to finish this season healthy, go into the offseason without having the rehab, and basically just fine-tune your technique going into a big year. Because you got to have the big year now in year 3. The Jets' deadline to pick up his 5th-year option will be next April. So you got to have the big year now.
The irony is that half of the Jets fans, probably the same ones that were criticizing his weight, wanted the Jets to select Daniel Falele in the draft, who's 400 pounds. It made no sense to me. People were screaming, "We got to draft that 400-pound kid. He's huge. He'll be a."
Yeah.
It's like you're crying about Becton.
Yeah.
What's going to happen when a 400-pounder comes walking into camp?
Agreed. And now I got to be careful what I say to Knob because he's one of the few people in the chat here who are bigger than me. So I got to back off.
we have Jets fans have some questionable takes.
We're not worthy.
Big man right there.
Questionable takes.
I played high school basketball at 6'3", 220, and I thought I was a monster.
Right.
Then I almost doubled after that. So what we got? We got I'm gonna wait a few minutes. We got Adam, Mr. Y2K, texted me. How long ago did he text?
You want to come in from the road on the road?
55.
Like
yeah, he went to go. He
like
went to go see. Oh, you know what? We could do it. You guys ready? You guys have your list put together, and then we'll just include Adam in when we get there.
Okay.
And you volunteer to go first with the top 5 most disappointing moments in Jets history.
Are we going like in a row, or are we doing it like one?
No, you can do your whole 5.
I'm gonna shut my list down. Let me come back.
When we do like players, we do it like a snake. But like for the moments, we might have more different, with our differences in ages. And actually, we're all pretty old, right? Jess, how old are you?
I'm 37.
All right, you're the spring chicken. Kev?
In Marine Corps
so
years, I'm like 43.
You're the baby. Yeah, you're the baby.
How old are you, Kev? Spotty, how old are you?
He doesn't like to say.
I'll be 49 in October.
And how many 49s is that? Is that
40? I'll be 49 in October.
I'll be 49 again.
No, this is yeah. No, this is the first. This is the first 49. This is the first one.
Okay, all right.
As of right now.
Oh, good. I'm glad I met you now for the first one. We can keep celebrating like Groundhog Day. All right, we're gonna throw it to our first time guest here. Jeff,
my third annual 49th birthday.
Jeff, go ahead. Give us go from 5 to 1.
So I'm gonna go number 5. Okay, so number 5 is kind of like a lifetime of disappointment, right? So I have 4 kids. My oldest daughter, Correa, is the only Jets fan in my house. And let me explain. The way that became a reality is my wife, I met her in the Marine Corps as well. She's a Marine. She's a Green Bay Packers fan. So very competitive. I mean, again, she joined the Marine Corps, so obviously she's got that alpha mentality about her. And I remember when we were pregnant with Correa, we had decided that, how are we going to decide which team our kids are going to root for? And we decided on that year that we were going to go ahead and go off of the best season. Like in that particular year a kid is born, whoever's team has the best season is going to be, okay, that parent gets that child. So like I said, I got 4 kids. Correa is 12 years old. So that should tell you right there. She's my oldest. So about 13 years ago, my wife and I made this bet. And, I won. It was the Jets going to the Afc Championship Game that year, beat out the Packers by 1 game in terms of me winning my daughter's fanhood. And I've started losing ever since, right? So for me, I would say every season since then of every one of my kids being born is devastating in the life of me for those years because they're all Packers fans, and my oldest daughter is a Jets fan. And she's a trooper, though. She understands, like, her mom's team's been winning, so her sisters and her brother rock Packers jerseys beginning of the season. Like, we go big every year, and they've been winning consistently. So she and I
I'm going to tell your wife to get her tubes tied because you're going to pop out 10 kids in the next decade, bro.
Shit, bro, I'm done now.
The day Aaron Rodgers retires, there's going to be porn music playing in your house.
I keep telling her all day it's coming to an end. It's coming to an end real soon. So, but I think 4 is my number, man. 4 is more than enough. I'm gonna call it a day on that one. So that to me is one of the biggest, I guess you can say, L's I've taken as a Jets fan. That's 5. Number 4 for me.
I love that the 3 kids. Let me rephrase the way he said it. My 3 kids are the most disappointing thing in Jets history to me.
Oddly enough, my wife must have heard me. She comes around the corner with a big ass smile on her face right now. I'm like, oh, okay. So that was definitely a disappointment for me, and it has been for the last, 12 years. Right. So that's an L. I guess number 4, man. Number 4 for me would have to be. Man, I have a list. Hold on, let me look at my list because I'm trying to go ahead and go off the top of my head. Okay, so I want to say it was 2015. Buffalo Bills versus the New York Jets. I think it was Week 17. The Bills were like eliminated, right? And if we won, we were in. And again, I'm in the Marine Corps.
Patrick 4 interception game.
Yes. Yeah. I'm in the Marine Corps. So,
2015.
I'm talking all kinds of shit, man, to everybody.
Yeah.
Every Marine that comes around me, you can't touch me. We're going to the playoffs. And Fitz had done pretty good for us that season. Fitz looked really good, right? Until that particular game. I wound up losing several bets that particular game because of Fitzpatrick and his failure to perform. I got to admit, it wasn't the proudest moment because for the next, the whole offseason, every Marine that worked for me, with me, above me, had nothing to do but talk shit the entire time because I was so hyped and so pumped and so assertive in the fact that we're going to win that game and go into the playoffs, and we shit the bed. So that would be number 4 for me. Number 3. Okay, so I took my wife to Lambeau Field for her birthday. It was about 2017, 2018. That's the game. Jets versus Packers.
Listen, bro, you better remember this.
Yeah, Jets versus Packers, bruh. I don't know if I remember this game. So Jets versus Packers, we walk up in there, and we weren't even supposed to be in the game. It wasn't even supposed to be a thing. But we started off strong.
The Geno Smith.
The Geno Smith game.
When we called the timeout and they granted the timeout to the guy on the sideline that they shouldn't grant the timeout to, and he would have told the
yes.
We talk about this game at least once a month.
And she comes back around laughing. Laughing. So we're there at the game, man, and I'm surrounded by Packers fans.
Yeah, that's hard.
Surrounded by Packers fans, and I can't help myself but to get really loud and I'm a very loud and vocal individual, and I talk shit about everything. If I'm in a position to talk shit, I'm gonna take it. And I was surrounded by Packers fans in Lambeau Field.
We're gonna get along great at the home opener here.
I can't help myself, man. And I'm talking all kinds of shit, man. I'm talking about I'm laughing at all the Packers because they're all quiet and stuff and whatnot, and I'm being very loud and boisterous. I'm drinking my beers, having a good old time. The Jets came out of nowhere and they're putting into work. And y'all know how that game ended. We come back in the second half, and I don't know what the hell happened. It's like they went into the locker room and came back hey, you know what? That was the best we were going to do. We're good with having come this far. And the Packers came back slowly but surely, and they took that W from us. And what made that loss worse is that the entire time, how nice everybody was. It made it more painful to me because I was just so, I guess you can say, arrogant in regards to how much we were kicking their ass. And they come back. It was almost as if everybody there just knew. They were like, we weren't worried about it. We knew it was going to happen. And I got a couple of drinks bought for me. It's going to be okay, buddy. Maybe next time. It was the condescending tone of the Packers fans as if they were never bothered by it. They knew what they were going to do. That was one of the biggest L's I think I've ever experienced as a fan because I wasn't at home talking shit. Yeah. I didn't have to put my phone on silent to go ahead and quiet people. No, I was there in Lambeau Field. We were winning that game, and we were looking really good. And I don't know, we shit the bed. And then it didn't come to fruition. That would definitely be number 3 for me because just of where I was at when it happened and just how freaking nice Packers fans were about the whole thing. Somebody bought me a beer. They were like, you know what, man, next beer's on me. I get it. It's gotta suck to be a Jets fan and come into Lambeau Field, have that kind of hope just snatched away from you. It was a very condescending experience. I don't definitely, when you asked me to go ahead and get that list together, I thought about that and I was just like, man, yeah, that was an immediate one. It was gonna be number 1.
And it's got to be a double-edged sword because your wife is with you, reveling in it as you're.
She is, bro. And the whole time, she's just sitting there smiling and laughing. And then I got to go back to the hotel with her later that day. So she's still laughing about the entire experience. And she's about as bad as me. She talks shit too. But she only talks shit once it happens. She doesn't go ahead and talk shit before. She's like, you know what? She hates having to bite her tongue and look like I did that particular day. She's wiser than I am in that way. And so
You said she's a woman, so we get it.
yeah. So ultimately, I got more of that later on at dinner, later on, and then to this day, we still talk about that as that time we went to Lambeau Field because it's, I mean, great. If you haven't been to Lambeau Field, by the way, I highly recommend it to anyone who's a football fan. By far, one of the best experiences I've ever had at a game, and it's not even that it's like up to date or modern. It's just the atmosphere in general when you walk into Lambeau Field is just different. Like it's different. Okay, let me see. Number 2 is going to be Darrelle Revis going to the Patriots. That
is what?
Darrelle Revis going to the Patriots. That was probably one of the most demoralizing off seasons of my life when somebody who like I idolized Darrelle Revis as one of the greatest Jets of all time. To see him in the Patriots uniform, or when I got the news that he was being traded to the Patriots, it was I would say for me that's definitely a huge L. And believe it or not, the very next L isn't necessarily a Jets-like correlation, is the fact that he won a Super Bowl with the Patriots. Because it's freaking Darrelle Revis. Like, to me, when you think Darrelle Revis, you think New York Jets, you think freaking Revis Islands. And to see him not only leave to go to our...
Hey, JFU, man, feel better, buddy. I know you got surgery coming up, man. Take care of yourself. Fix yourself, brother. Get right.
Get well, buddy.
Oh, sorry, but go ahead.
But, no, you're good, you're good. So that'd be my number 1. My number 1 was definitely having to watch Darrelle Revis win a Super Bowl with the Patriots, man. I hate the Patriots with passion. Like, I despise them with great disdain.
Oh, yeah.
The kind of Marines that are Patriots fans, like, they know who they are. Bunch of bandwagon. I mean, fuck, man. I despise the Patriots.
Even worse, they're arrogant dicks who can shoot well. So you can't even.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's. Oh man.
What about Navy busting New England Patriot fans that are in the Navy? How do you feel about them?
Truthfully, it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, truthfully, like when it comes down to me, I look at it. There's like a hierarchy of military service, and for me, I compete with Marines, right? I'm gonna say the Navy is probably second on my book, and it would be the Army, and then we'll put Air Force, and then somewhere below that is Coast Guard. Like, it's a hierarchy. We all talk shit to one another. We all have our own criteria of who's who. Navy doesn't bother me. They can go ahead and be, Boston Patriots fans, whatever. It doesn't bother me at all. When other Marines though are because like you said, like they're in that same like hierarchy. Like we're all trained the same. Like we all like have that swagger about us and shit. So it's more impactful. It hurts a little bit more when somebody shares the same uniform I do when they root for the Patriots. And the worst thing is being a Patriots fan when you're from the other side of the freaking country. How are you a freaking There's several teams between California and Boston. So you're gonna tell me that? I digress. I hate the Patriots, if you couldn't tell. And I really hated seeing Darrelle Revis get a ring with the Patriots. that hurt. Like, I can't even put it into words. That hurt so bad. Yeah. So that'd be my 5 worst Jets fan experiences of all time.
Yeah, that's the Revis hurts. My list will have something similar. Spotty, let's throw it to you. And for those who don't know,
I'm going to be close to that. I'm going to be close to that. All right, look.
Kev, before you get going, tell everybody where they can find you. Some of the guys might dip out early, and I want to make sure you get a plug in now and then a plug in later before you leave.
Oh yeah, no doubt. At Spotty Blackman on Twitter. Obviously the Weapons Hot page on Facebook. I'm also the Jets Hub. I'm one of the admins of the Jets Hub. Me and Robbie Jersey jumped that off quite a few years ago, so I know I've met a lot of guys there. I'm not really on Instagram. I don't really do all of that stuff. So that's basically it. And I'm gonna say this, just excuse me because I'm wired into my web here, but my little modem is blinking crazy. I'm not sure what the hell is going on with my connection here. Let me just quickly. So yeah, literally, if you want to holler at me, Spotty Blackman on Twitter, that's where I'm at. That's probably the best place because I'm there all the time. All right. Top 5 worst moments. My number 5, and this may be weird, but it was game 1 against the Panthers last season. First game I've ever been to in my life where we've lost, and that is that's a milestone for me, right? I'm 14-1 right now. As far as going to Jets games and seeing the Jets live, that was the very first time I ever saw us lose in person. And I don't know if that's a claim to fame or whatever, but I've said that, and I've been saying that for years, and I was always confident in somebody buys me season tickets and we're going to the big show, right? But we lost, and I don't think that's going to leave me. I think that's going to stay with me for a while. All right, it's going to stay with me for a while. Number 4. Excuse me. And this I don't know. 1998 championship game against Denver. Curtis Martin has 14 yards rushing that game, and we lose after having a lead. And at that time, being in California and talking the most cash junk that I can actually talk to anybody at that point in time, losing that game was really difficult. That was a hard game. And these are going to just be really quick because I don't like to revisit the pain part of it. But this one I think is probably going to be this one's going to be a little controversial, right? This one I think is going to be a little controversial. It is the entire 2015 season. I'll clarify. Mike McCagnon does, this really good job of bringing in all of these players. Brandon Marshall, all these, Decker, all of this. I'm really excited. I'm thinking, all right, now we're going to be able to see what it is that our young quarterback Geno Smith is going to be able to do. And then he gets punched in the face. Ryan Fitzpatrick is there. I personally have an unnatural disdain for Ryan's 6-pick trap. I cannot stand that guy. I do not like that guy. And this is me being mild when it comes to talking about this. I don't like to use hate. I'm a man of faith. I don't like to use hate. As close to hate is the feelings that I have for Ryan Fitzpatrick. All right, as close to hate as I can possibly get is how it is that I feel about Ryan Fitzpatrick. And I'm going to tell you like this: he came in, and I'm just thinking like, this guy's a scrub. Please, no, not Ryan Fitzpatrick. Please, no. And he comes in, and he plays well enough to win. You got to check the stats on this: 50-50 balls. Ryan Fitzpatrick is throwing it up. He's just throwing balls. Brandon Marshall's balling out. Eric Decker's catching. We've got these ridiculous plays from Quincy Enunwa. We've got a really good running game that season. Probably one of the better, offensive line performances that we've seen in quite some time. And I'm just saying, it ain't gonna last. This is Ryan's 6-pick trap. That's who it is that this guy is. He's a bum. And then I think Justin talked about it, that Buffalo game that season. It all came to fruition. It all came crashing down. Yeah.
Buddy, give me 1 second. We got another member here. I just wanted to bring him in. I wanted to wait till you were done before you started your next one. Welcome, Mr. Adam, Y2K. What's up, buddy?
I am doing fantabulous, gentlemen. How are we doing tonight?
Adam's in.
Pretty good. How you doing, Ben?
Doing all right. Just
all right,
hey, another late July night, and there's
welcome aboard. Welcome aboard.
Hey, I'm happy to be on the ride. Now, is the train? Is it? Is this a smooth ride, or is this one of those
crazy,
out of control, raging crazy trains? What am I?
All right,
thank you for stopping.
Yeah, no, thank you for stopping me because I was getting ready to go off on a tangent. I literally hate that guy. Look, Ryan Fitzpatrick breaks a record that season: 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I know this is an unpopular take, right? I know it is. Because even now, I think to myself, really, do I believe it? And I kind of do. I think Geno Smith could have outperformed that had he been given an opportunity to do so in that season. I don't.
That's what we call a teaser.
Did Geno Smith just kick him out? What just happened?
Yeah, Geno Smith just said.
Geno Dino, thanks for,
dare you.
if you were here, you could have said hello. We would have welcomed you
I think Ike just showed up at his house. Ike is the one that punched Dino, for guys that don't know in the chat. Sorry, I thought I had time to eat there. I'm eating one of these stupid protein cookies, and it's like Gorilla Glue in your mouth if you don't drink enough.
Oh, that sounds like the vegan cinnamon roll I had on Wednesday. Oh my gosh. Oh.
It's one of those Lenny and Larry cookies.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It's like it's peanut butter chocolate chip.
They got the Lenny and Larry's. They got the complete cookie. The bottom line is it takes like just dense sweetened bread. That's basically all.
Kev just texted me. His modem crashed. Jerry, you ready? You want to roll with yours, and then we'll continue his when he gets back?
Yeah, I could do it because my wife's giving me a hard time anyway, so I don't know how much longer. So number 5 for me was my earliest memory as a Jets fan when I first became passionate about the Jets. So my journey as a Jet fan actually started with heartbreak. It was the 1981 wild card game against the Buffalo Bills. Richard Todd was the quarterback. We were losing about 31-13, and we made this crazy comeback. We were just going crazy. And it came down to it. We were in the final drive. We're at like the 25-yard line, couple of minutes left, and Richard Todd foreshadows what was to come the next year and throws an interception, caught it like the 2-yard line by the Bills, and then they went into victory formation and won the game. So my journey as a Jet fan started with heartbreak. Number 4 was again the 1998 Denver game. I think we already talked about that. They were up 10-0.
Yeah.
AFC Championship game. Curtis Martin. Everything's great. Like we got Parcells as coach. We think, what could be better than this? This is actually going to happen. We're finally going to go to the Super Bowl. Come out in the second half and somehow just do nothing, lose the game. I'm in San Diego with my brother watching in his house, brokenhearted. Number 3 was the Pittsburgh game after, in 2010. After we crushed New England. We got
January
crushed by New
23rd,
England.
2011. I was there.
Yeah.
2011, yeah. So we got crushed by New England. We crushed New England, and then we lost to Pittsburgh. I actually had to do some things in the city, and I was watching from literally in the Port Authority on 42nd Street, standing outside the Port Authority bar, like that's inside the Port Authority. And I got this obnoxious Giant fan sitting there going, "Yes, they do stink." And I swear I never wanted to hit somebody more than I wanted to hit this person in my life. That was a devastating loss. So then we move over to number 2, and number 2 was the Mud Bowl in 1983 with Richard Todd throwing the 5 interceptions, 3 to AJ Dewey against Miami. I think we lost 14-0. So that was pretty devastating. That was really one of the best teams we ever had. That was like historical with the sack exchange, and really that was our moment. And we just couldn't beat Miami, man. It was just, I've hated Miami ever since for that. Never stopped hating the Miami Dolphins because of that game. And then my number 1 was actually the 2004 loss to Pittsburgh in the playoffs after we beat San Diego in the playoffs with Herm Edwards as the coach. We played Pittsburgh. We had it won. We had like a 40-yard field goal to win the game twice. There were 2 field goals that we could have won the game. I was in a bar in Mountain View, California, in the Bay Area, with another Jets fan I had met on the flight back to San Diego. And I can hear myself echoing. Okay.
Say something.
Yeah, we're
Someone have the video open?
let me see.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys still hear me, right?
Exactly.
We can hear you. Definitely.
You still hear me? Thumbs up if you can. I'm shutting my sound off so I can get rid of the echo.
I just muted Gunny and it went away. Hold on.
What?
Let me bring him back on. Say something.
Hello?
Hello? Yeah. Gunny, something from your audio. When I unmute you, it's kicking back. Maybe try come out and come back in. Go ahead, Jack.
Okay.
Can y'all hear me?
We're good. We're good
Yeah,
now.
we can hear you.
That's good. That's good now.
Okay.
God damn you, John.
So anyway,
Sounds like Nick's brain in here.
Anyway, here's why that was the worst Jets loss for me. That game against Pittsburgh. I couldn't believe they missed that field goal. Right? I literally fell in the bar to my knees, hands in my face in my hands, and the next day I was still so depressed after that game. I called my friend Jason, and he said, "Dude." And what's crazy is that this was this is almost 20 years now. That's what's crazy. This is almost 20 years ago. And my friend Jason says, he goes, "Dude, we're like in our 30s." He goes, "Are we ever going to get a Super Bowl?" And it just made me sad. He goes, "We're never going to win a Super Bowl." He goes, "This happens to us every time." And I said, no, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. And wasn't only sad then, but it's sad now when I talk about it, because here we are almost 20 years later. 18 years later, and it still hasn't happened, But that for some reason, that loss against Pittsburgh in 2004 just wiped me out. I was like, I was rock bottom.
Do you? I know we've discussed it on here. I brought it up because this is one of the things that sticks in my head. Do you know why we missed one of those field goals? Because the clock management genius Herman Edwards decided to send Chad Pennington out and take a knee and lose a yard, and one of the kicks hit the crossbar.
And we decided we were do that while we were kicking towards the open end of the field of Heinz Field, or whatever the hell they're calling it now, where nobody made those field goals in that direction anyway.
The worst grass kicking stadium in the NFL, over 40 yards. Correct. And Herm had Chad take a knee. Not run behind Mango on Mawai. Was it? That was 04, so that was still Mawai, right?
That would have been Mawai. That was
Not run behind them and like dive through the A gap, get in the center of the field, and get an extra yard. Take a knee, lose a yard, not spike it. All right, I'm drinking water tonight. There's no beers in the house, so we can have this discussion. I can do this. I believe in me. Come on, Nick, you got this. All right, go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry. I always got to add that factoid in there because as great of a man as Herman Edwards is, I've never seen anybody more horrific managing the clock in my entire life.
Yeah, everybody has their weaknesses, but he got us there. You play to win the game. But
and who's the clock guy they hired for that? Was it Dick Curl? Was that his name? He was like the time management genius.
You're right. He hired a clock management expert.
Yep, Dick Curl.
Yeah, normally when you hire a clock management expert, it's called the head coach.
Dick Curl will not be in the Ring of Honor anytime soon.
Man, thank God I'm not going to DoorDash alcohol. Let's go. Next. Go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry. I always got to add that factoid in.
I'm done. That's my list.
Oh, okay.
That's my list. That was number one. The worst defeat of that Pittsburgh game was just the worst. So Pittsburgh.
Yeah, hold on. I got to do this. Dick Curl. That's the name of Iowan's next porn tape.
Oh, it's that kind of show. Okay.
Well, it is now because once he popped it up.
Hey, at least it wasn't Dick Butkus, but anyway. All right.
Dick, Dark Soldier. If the Jets win a Super Bowl, yeah, Nick is stuck on Dick. I know that joke is coming from Iowa.
That's what she said.
Yes. See, now it was a normal show until you got here. It's you. It's not me.
and I was told I was the stabilizer. Apparently, I'm the one who sends everything off the rails.
Floodgates are opened.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, 90 minutes of pondering the meaning of life and all that kind of stuff. And, now it just went off the rails. Is that what I'm supposed to believe?
Yeah, here we go. Nick is stuck on Dick. Name and exit. There we go.
You can't count on that one.
Adam, you want to go or you want me to?
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, I'll go ahead. All right.
So let's see. My number 5 most heartbreaking moment as a Jets fan is the 2010 AFC Championship game against Pittsburgh. This was an extra meaningful time for me because keep in mind, I was living in Chicago at that time. The first game that day was the NFC Championship game, Bears against the Packers. So I'm thinking this whole time, my God, the Jets could not only go to the Super Bowl, they could play the team. They're going to play one of the two fan bases that I'm right in the middle of here on the west part of Chicago, because it's about 85% Bears, 10% about 14% Packers, and 1% whatever. So we were watching this game. We were at Country Club near Wrigley Field. That's the Jets bar in Chicago. Back then it was still Rebel Bar. So It was more of a metal bar at the time. And you could not move. It was literally packed. It was standing room only to watch these two games. And by the time the Bears fans left, there must have been about 100 Jets fans in that bar watching that game. And to come out as lifeless and as listless and as unprepared as they appeared to be, I don't even know if I said a word from the halfway through the first quarter until the beginning of the fourth quarter. I was that numb, I was too upset to yell. Yeah. That is really how I felt. And even when they made their rally, we'll never know. If the Jets could have gotten off the field in that spot, in that third down, the way that the offense was clicking at that moment, it's very possible that we could have come back and we would have had that game-winning drive. If the offense could have just gotten back on the field, we're never going to know. It didn't happen. And maybe our best chance to go to a Super Bowl in the last maybe 30 or 40 years went by the wayside. So that's my number 5. Number 4, I'm going with the fake spike game. 1994, Jets-Dolphins both competing for first place in the AFC East. And Jets were up 24-6. We all know what happened. And touchdown, Ingram. He was standing there like a house on the side of the road, or however the infamous play call goes. Aaron Glenn never saw the fake spike coming. And the Jets, it took them about 3 years to recover from that. They went straight into the toilet. Pete Carroll lost his job. Richie Kotite came in. We know what happened. It took Bill Parcells to fix it. That was a loss that set that franchise back years. So that's my number. That is maybe like I think at that point in my life, I was 13 years old. That was the most excited for a Jets game that I had been. And it turned out to be a preview of things to come. Number 3, I'm going to...
Can I just add something with that game? Because that's not on my list.
Absolutely.
My mother's a Dolphin fan.
Oh,
and me, my sister, and my father are all Jets fans. And our house was unbearable that day. That was the worst supper we've ever had because my mom was just dancing through the fun house the whole day, and we were just we can't kill her. We got to eat.
How could you even eat after that? That's my question.
Humble pie, baby. Humble pie.
with a side of crow, apparently.
Oh, man. And she was allowed to have one Dolphin thing that, hung up. It was...
Oh, my gosh.
Where'd Jeremy go?
Jeremy got kidnapped again, apparently.
Oh, did he?
Is everybody getting voted off the island? Like one person out of
voted off the island?
Is that what's going on?
It's Internet Survivor.
Hey Nick, you don't have the best internet history. You've lost power a couple times. All right, number 3.
Don't think that, man. I'll die up here today on a second-floor apartment if the air conditioner stopped working.
Oh my gosh!
They are working, and it's uncomfortable here at times with the heat today.
It's 94 here right now, and it's 10:30 at night here in Virginia. It's ridiculous. All right, number 3, I'm going with the infamous Doug Bryant game. During that game, I'll just tell you my story. I was working at the Daily Herald newspaper in Chicago at the time as a sports writer. And that day in the office, it was just me and my boss. And John, my boss, is about the most mild-mannered, calm guy you could ever imagine. And I don't even know why he asked me to come into work that day, because he knew I was never going to be able to concentrate. He finally had to say, it was about 5 or 6 times, said, Adam, I need you to write this article. Adam, I need you to write this article. John. John, I got no shot right now. But that was the one time, at work, I was literally screaming, and he had to scream at me to shut the fuck up. He literally it was the only time, I think maybe one of 2 times I heard him curse, and we were together for 9 years. That's how ridiculous that got and how crazy that got.
Together? I'm asking because you know it's coming from Iowan. We were together for 9 years. The name of Adam's sex tape.
I mentioned that it was my boss.
I know. I'm just messing with you. Kelly, do me a favor. Kelly, when we're done with the list, if I don't remember, bring this back up after we're done with the list. If I forget.
Yeah. Who's your? Yeah, that should be half a question. The other half is other than Tom Brady. But anyway, number 2. I mean, come on. That's the easiest question of all time.
Yeah, Tom Brady came right to mind. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And that's like least favorite athlete of all time. Okay. Number 2, I am gonna go with 2015 Week 17 in Buffalo. Yeah, Kelly. I don't think it's one of those peppermint patties. That's. I don't think.
No, he texted me. He said the computer crashed. He's working on it.
All right. Well, I might need to buy a little bit of time, but no. Yeah, 2015.
Go ahead.
You gotta do this. That was another game that I watched at Country Club in Chicago. We tend to have a bad history when I watch these games downtown Chicago. So yeah, that was one of those games when from the beginning you just never quite felt right about where it was going with the way they were playing and the way Buffalo was playing. That was Buffalo's Super Bowl that year. And for Todd Bowles to all but bench Chris Ivory in favor of the immortal Stephen Ridley, that apparently was who his go-to running back was going to be. It didn't work. Darrelle Revis playing 10 yards off Sammy Watkins for every play, allowing Watkins to beat him underneath all day long. Then of course,
that game.
All right. I respect Richard Sherman, and I'll leave it at that. But yeah, and then you had the infamous deep throw to Kembrell Tompkins, which was knocked away last minute, and that was basically it. I think I lost. I got so angry. I lost I lost about 4 or 5 Facebook friends that day. I was people just couldn't handle it, and then of course there's always. I think we all know like a couple of Jet fans who are just always positive no matter what. And if you're making like one criticism, you're knocking the team. Yeah. Well. You think about sex tapes way too much. Maybe you should try experiencing it for once. So, yeah. I remember just sitting in the car. I think I sat there for about 30 minutes. I couldn't bear to drive anywhere because I just knew I was so flustered, so disgusted. And I got to be honest, I did not feel right about Todd Bowles for the last couple of games going into that one. Even though they were on a winning streak, they had a couple of games, the Giant game, the Cowboy game, where they really didn't play very well. Like I remember the Giants game, they didn't play well in the first half. The Cowboys game, they didn't play well in the first half. They had to rally to win. And when they started slow against Buffalo, I was hoping it would come back. But when Fitzpatrick threw that one interception into the back corner of that end zone, it was like, this is not good. This is not our day. That was like our big chance, and made it close. And that was about as good as it ever got with that particular era. And by week 2 the next year, Brandon Marshall and Sheldon Richardson were having their in-team fights, and that never felt right either. Iowa, you're welcome. And that was the beginning of heading into the abyss. My number 1 heartbreak. I am going to go with 2011, Christmas week, Jets versus Giants at MetLife. Victor freaking Cruz taking the pass from Eli Manning, beating Kyle Wilson, and Eric Smith still going down the sideline. The game that the New York Jets have not recovered from to this day, sending the Giants on their march to their latest Super Bowl to face Satan himself, to win again, and we never, ever have come back from that game. And I was in San Diego, California that day with the San Diego Jets fans, one of the best groups hanging out at Henry's Pub in the Gaslamp District.
Ooh, yeah, that's my spot.
Yes, there were probably about – I think he's had a couple of peppermint patties. There were about 120 Jets fans in San Diego.
I think he's just laying down to start his own sex tape.
if only he had a co-star. So,
you all right, bud? Everything good?
Yeah, I have no computer. I'm on my phone just for as long as I can be.
All right.
Okay.
We appreciate the effort, but
Adam's
Yeah.
finishing up, and then I'll be quick because you guys, most
That's
of
what
the
she
ones,
said.
yes. That's
So Jeremy, I'll just recap this. So
what? I'll give it to you real quick. Is what you were going to say? Yeah, you caught yourself.
That's what she said.
I love myself.
You hit Control Alt Delete real quick on that one.
At least I caught it. Number 5, the 2010 AFC title game against Pittsburgh. Number 4, the fake spike against the Dolphins. Number 3, the Doug Bryant disaster. Number 2, 2015 Week 17 versus Buffalo. Number 1 is the Jets versus Giants Christmas massacre. When Victor Cruz
Christmas Eve.
took it 99 yards down the sideline. Brian Schottenheimer decided to have Mark Sanchez throw the ball. What was it, about 35, 40 times that game? Just out-coached, outplayed, out everything.
Didn't he hit 50? Was that the game he hit?
It was an abundance. It was at least 40. I don't have the exact number, but it was.
That game I didn't get
It
to
made
watch.
no sense.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And I was driving down to exit 74 off the Parkway to Forked River with my girlfriend at the time because we had to pick up a hedgehog from an exotic pet place. And I didn't want to have her make that drive alone. And we're Jets fans. She's like, we'll listen to the game in the car. I'm like, all right, we'll listen to the game in the car.
Picking up a hedgehog. What's that code? Yeah, what's that code for? No, but no, picking up a hedgehog. Okay, that's what they call it.
No, it was Christmas Eve. The daughter wanted a hedgehog for Christmas, so we had to drive all the way down to this place down in Forked River, like off of Route 9. Yeah, when we know how you roll, bro. We're trying to get the joke in before you can snipe us with it. You've trained us well, my friend, in the art of self-defense. All right, go ahead, Adam. What's number 1? And Kevin's out.
That's it.
Somebody took out a poll on the street from him, so the internet's not going to come back up. He said he wishes us all well, and then he'll talk to us all again soon. We'll have him on again. Spotty's a good dude. We'll get him on.
I enjoyed the 2 minutes that we were on together. I'm sure he's a fine human being.
I'll try to get back on.
Once they briefly.
Adam, you've talked to Spotty before, right? Haven't you?
Yeah, we have.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that was my top 5. Cruz was the number 1 for me. That was the number 1 heartbreak moment.
What? I'm sorry. I had a message.
5 was 2010 against Pittsburgh. 4 was the fake spike. 3 was the Doug Bryant game. Number 2 was the Buffalo Week 17. Number 1 was against the Giants, the Victor Cruz game.
Okay.
That's me.
All right. So mine, at the moment, it wasn't the most disappointing move because we thought it worked out well. But over the ensuing 20 years, the trading of Bill Belichick has to go down as a top 5 disappointing moment in Jet history.
Yeah.
When you brought up Revis going there, I'm like, oh, I got something similar.
Yeah, you're right.
Bill Belichick getting traded to a division rival, which at the time we thought was a great haul, getting 2 number 1s.
Yeah.
Yep.
But in hindsight, it ended up being the most disappointment moment, maybe in NFL history, not just Jets history. Number 4. As good of a coach as Bill Parcells was, 1999, sticking with Rick Meyer longer than he should have and not putting in Ray Lucas sooner. Because Ray Lucas went 6-2 down the end as a starter. He beat Marino twice. He beat Favre. He beat Aikman. We were beating everybody, and nobody wanted to see the Jets in the playoffs that year. If we would have went to Ray Lucas a week or 2 sooner, we would have won a Super Bowl that year. That's how good that team was, and that's how well Heimerdinger, right? Heimerdinger was Parcells' offensive guy, right? Mike Heimerdinger?
I want to say Heimerdinger was with Herman, but I can check.
Double check the offensive coordinator for 1999, if you don't mind.
Yep.
But yeah, Ray Lucas was on a mission that year and started playing so well as a special teams convert. Number 3, the organizational failure of Sam Darnold, to me, was one of the most disappointing things to happen. Now, many positives you could say came out of it, getting Zach, getting Salah, getting Douglas. If things were going well, McCagnon may still be there. Gase may still be there. But I wanted Darnold from the Rose Bowl game 17 months before the draft when he beat Barkley's Penn State Nittany Lions. And when we were at the draft, we were at the stadium. I'm in line for a beer, and the Giants go to draft number 2, and they said the Giants select time stood still. I thought they were taking Sam Darnold. When I heard the cue in Saquon, the place erupted. There were people hugging and high-fiving. It's like we thought we hit the lottery. So just the organizational failure and Sam Darnold not being what we thought he could have been is definitely one of the disappointing things. Quick story. My father passed away June 6th of 2018, a couple of weeks after we drafted Sam Darnold. And I was the only one to speak at the funeral home. And on Saturday morning, we're going to, bury my dad. And I said I would say some words. And my girlfriend's sitting there. She nudges me. She goes, your mom didn't want any priest or anything. She's like, they're just waiting for you. Get up and talk. I'm like, I'm trying. Let me get myself together here. Let me get my thoughts together. I get up. I'm talking. And I'm sitting there. And, when I talk, even though I'm in a funeral home, I'm cursing and I'm just being me. And I'm like, the thing that upsets me the most is not my dad not being here to watch his 3 grandkids grow up. It's not my mom and my sister crying hysterically right now. It's not that I'll never be able to, bust balls with them again. It's that the Jets finally got a fucking quarterback, and he won't be here to see it with me. And the whole room busts out laughing. My mom throws the box of tissues at me. The funeral director in the back is like, what the fuck just happened? But that's how much I thought it was going to hit, and it was going to be fantastic. So to me, that's definitely in my top 5 is the investment emotionally, mentally, as a family that we had with Darnold. We went to go see Darnold at I Play America down in Freehold in December of his rookie year. And it was the day before my daughter's birthday. And the guy who does the announcing was the announcers at the Rangers game. I'm like, listen, when she gets up for Sam, we're singing happy birthday. I'm like, if I got to yell over you with the mic, we're doing it. And Sam Darnold sung happy birthday to my daughter. So the family tie to it is it's so disappointing that he wasn't that dude,
It really is. Oh, by the way, 1999, Charlie Weiss was the offensive coordinator. Heimerdinger didn't come till 2000.
Who was the quarterback coach?
Who was the quarterback coach?
Yeah,
Jeez,
Weiss.
I didn't get all. All right, I'll try to pull up the whole coaching staff, but it was definitely Charlie Weiss.
Okay.
Yeah, I could find it.
But yeah, man, if we went to Lucas earlier, that team would have been. We would have went to the Super Bowl as a 6 seed. Nobody can ever convince me differently with that roster, with that coaching staff. All right. Number 2, a couple of you guys have mentioned it. 10-0, driving before the half, swing pass to Keith Byers. He tries to leap over Bill Romanowski, and Bill Romanowski's head hits the ball, and that causes the fumble. And after that, we never came close to scoring again. We were going into halftime with Denver up 10-0. I think that fumble was around somewhere between the 8 and 12 yard line. It was right around the 10. And they come out, first play of the second half, handoff Terrell Davis, flips it back to Elway. They throw like a 45-yard flea flicker to Rod Smith. And I looked at my buddy and I said, we're fucking done. That fumble took all the momentum of what we had going. Sorry, guys. I've been talking. Usually when I talk like this, Jeremy's clicking the comments to get them up. Let me they took out a poll. That's Kevin Sexy. They took a poll out. Number 1 for me is the lack of energy and effort that the Jets came out with in the AFC Championship in Pittsburgh. I was there. If that team would have came out, hey, what's up, Slugger? If that team came out with half the intensity that I walked into that stadium with, we would have won that game 100-0. I walked into that game like the Incredible Hulk, pissed off, and I couldn't believe. Another thing, we would have won the Super Bowl if Chris Jenkins never got hurt that year. Chris Jenkins and Leon Washington both got hurt that season, and if we had those two players, because if you remember that opening drive that Pittsburgh did, it was like a 17-play drive, and they just slammed it right down our throats running. You're not doing that if Chris Jenkins is there. Granted, Buha was a sufficient backup and turned into a starter, but that Chris Jenkins injury that year, man, that cost us. Because when we finally figured out how to stop Pitt that day, everything clicked. And if we have Chris Jenkins, they don't bully us around, because he would have took guys by the face mask and threw them off the goddamn field if they weren't trying hard enough. And I just felt that we didn't have that emotional leader, that fire. Sean Ellis was a quiet leader, but if we had Chris Jenkins that day and had that spark, there's no way they marched down the field like that on us. So to be out there, to pay the $300 a ticket, to experience that and have them come out flat, to me is the most disappointing thing that I've ever experienced as a Jet fan, because I was there. So, yeah, Iowa and I don't agree often, but when we do, you know it's going to be something fantastic. So what do you guys think in the chat? Anything that we left out? Anything that we forgot? Anything that you're surprised we didn't bring up? And then we'll do what we always do. We'll throw it.
Did anybody mention the Cleveland? Did anybody mention 86 versus Cleveland? Double overtime loss with Gastineau roughing the passer?
No one mentioned that. I was still too young.
Me too. I was 5 years old. So
I had just become a Jet fan that year with the Wesley Welker walk-off. So I wasn't.
I was still in Haiti.
I was still in Haiti.
I was still in Haiti.
Well, yeah. So get the satellite dish going.
Gunny's most disappointing moment of being a Jet fan, coming to America.
These are
everything was great for me until this moment.
The Jets came along. It's like, get me out of here!
Oh, Browning the Eagle. Glenn Foley, opening day quarterback in '98. Glenn Foley. We went 0-2, and then we made the move to Vinny.
They couldn't make the trade with Atlanta to move up to get Brett Favre. Ron Wolf came so close.
Oh, that almost made my list.
Yeah.
Brett Favre not telling the organization in 2008 he had the shoulder injury. Because if he would have told him he had the shoulder injury, they would have gave him an injection, and then he let it get too bad before it was fixable.
All in the name of preserving his streak.
And to just use us as a stepping pole to get to Minnesota the following year.
Because he wanted his revenge on Green Bay. That's what he cared about. It was all about him. All about him.
Selfish motherfucker.
Let's get back to Kelly's question. I'm going to add to it, like you said, Adam. Aside from Tom Brady, who's your most hated NFL player?
See, now I got to think about it, right?
Rodney Harrison.
Jamarcus Russell.
Who?
Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell?
I'm not going to lie to you. I loved watching that guy play in college. And I thought he was going to come into the NFL and light it up. I really thought he was going to light it up. And for somebody to have that much talent, that much ability, and just be a fucking lazy piece of shit and throw it all away, Jamarcus Russell was probably my most hated NFL player, other than Tom Brady. But that's not it. Jamarcus Russell, man, that dude was such a disappointment. God-given ability, God-given talent. But I don't know. I don't get that. I don't get when you get that kind of level of skill, that kind of talent, blessed. Because some things aren't. You're just blessed with it. You were born with it. You're blessed with it. That kid had it, and Jamarcus Russell is one of the almost hated freaking NFL players just because.
Hey, give me. I don't want to cut you off, but somebody named Milker fan, probably because everyone in the neighborhood milks his mom. That's why he's probably got that name. Is talking shit about the Falcons own us. You know what you don't own? A fucking Super Bowl victory, because your coach, your quarterback, your organization, and your fans are a bunch of bag of shit who can't fucking finish a 28-3 lead. So,
we were rooting for you too.
Yeah, we were rooting.
Everybody in America.
We don't have anything against Falcon fans, bro. The whole country was behind you that day,
for you guys,
and now they're all behind your mom. So get the fuck out of my street. That's some weak fucking trolling.
A Falcons fan talking trash?
Yeah.
Really?
That's funny. That
is Falcons fan. That's original.
Yeah,
that's an original.
The most infamous thing to happen in the Falcons fans' history was Michael Vick dog fighting your mother. That fucking hound. Get the fuck out.
The best coach in your history is freaking Jerry Glanville. Your best defense was called the Grits Blitz. I mean, come on.
I got nothing wrong with Grits. Hold on.
My God.
I got nothing wrong with Grits.
I just never
we can make fun of him a lot. We can make fun of his mom. But
are you telling me that
making fun of Grits is too much?
Into a grit fast on you're still faster than any of the place on the face of the earth? I'm trying to think who my least favorite is outside of Brady. Like he just trumps everybody.
Adam, did I give you controls or no?
No.
No? All right, let me. Everyone say goodbye to Milk and his mom, or whatever his name is.
Bye, Felicia.
Milk and his mom.
We're honored to go from 13 viewers to 12 right now. Addition match. Yeah, this is like trading Blake Cashman. That's what this feels like.
Horrible. Horrible. Yeah, thanks for ruining John Abraham with all the goddamn concussions, jerk off. All right, he's done. I'm sorry. I had to get that in there. This is me sober too, Gunny. So I'm 0 to 60. I'm drinking water.
You went easy on him.
It's my beer glass, but it's like an aluminum tin, so it keeps like the water ice cold. But I swear, man, I'm drinking water, and I went off like that real quick.
Actually, you know what? Maybe right now my least favorite player in the league right now is Tyreek Hill.
But you know what? I think that was pretty cool that Arthur Blank came in and joined us.
Arthur Blake ain't got that much smack talking.
Isn't that the owner? Isn't that the owner?
He probably had his intern type it for him.
That's the owner, though, right? Arthur Blank?
Yeah,
okay.
That's their Blank. Yeah. Great, nice stadium.
Yankees won 7-6.
That's about.
All right, finish this, and then my buddy Matt, who's a Giant fan. Go ahead, man. I'm dealing with that in the chat. I know I stepped on you a few times, Adam. I apologize.
It's fine. I got to go with Tyreek Hill right now. He is now taking the mantle for me as my least favorite place. The Jets. So, hey, you don't disrespect us that way in a press conference anymore, Tyreek. When you've got Tua, I can't throw more than 5 yards down the field feeding you. Let's see how much you miss Patrick Mahomes. And when Zach Wilson is leading the Jets past the Dolphins in the standings, let's see how much you were regretting that decision. You might be living in Miami, but you wish your home was at Jet Life Stadium. So take that, Tyreek.
I love him. I'm grateful he didn't pick us because if he picked us, we wouldn't have JJ, Hall, or Ruckert.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
And we wouldn't have Wilson. We wouldn't have Wilson, JJ, Hall, Ruckert if we got Hill. So we are much better.
In hindsight, I think we won out on that one. He can go to Miami. Because I don't understand why people think he's such a great wide receiver. He's a one-trick pony. My man is a burner. He's got one speed. It's fast. That's it. And Tua is not going to get the ball to that man. I can't wait to play them this year. Because Tua doesn't scare. I don't know about y'all. Tua doesn't scare me. Brian Flores is gone. New offense being implemented. Tyreek Hill being their new prize possession. Cool. We'll see. We'll see if he can actually get utilized. Did y'all hear the bullshit he said about how Tua threw a prettier ball than Patrick Mahomes? Did y'all catch that?
But that's like when you're with the new girl and you're like, "Oh, baby, your chicken cutlets are better than hers."
You know what, though? He could have easily stated that there are two different types of quarterbacks and they all have their strengths. Don't try to pretend like this dude is in the same conversation as Patrick Mahomes. You just look retarded doing that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. I had somebody messaging me about. Let me see what we got. All right, this is a quicker answer. Who's better, Jay Cutler or Sanchez? Cutler's a much better passer, but what do we tie quarterbacks to? We tie quarterbacks to playoff wins, right? It's why we're dogging Murray and Jackson right now, but you got to give Sanchez credit. He's got 4 playoff wins.
Yeah.
So smaller sample, less time, but I'll take 4 playoff wins over a better thrown ball. Excuse me.
Jay Cutler was a lunkhead. I mean, people. I think at least Sanchez's teammates respected him somewhat. I never really thought Cutler, when I was living in Chicago during that time, Cutler always felt like he was kind of on his own island. They knew that he was talented because the Bears are probably the worst franchise when it comes to quarterbacks going back 100 years. I mean, they haven't had a quarterback since Sid Luckman. Jim McMahon was meh when he was on the field, but the Bears have been maybe as bad of a quarterback franchise. Rex Grossman had to take them to a Super Bowl. That's what that took.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's what they've always been, though. They've always been that.
Always
McMahon
defense and always
there.
running the ball. Always.
Grossman got them there. Cutler almost did. That team's always been about the defense.
But once he lost that NFC Championship game at home, I would say to a better Green Bay team, it was over. That was like, imagine the Jets losing an AFC Championship game at home to either Miami or New England. You can't come back from that unless you win the next year.
Matt, I'm going to go through this quick since I didn't prep it. I'm just going to list Rodgers, Brady, Mahomes, Allen, Herbert, Burrow.
I've already written that down. Yep.
Wilson.
Russell, that is, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. Is Zach already in your top 10?
Wilson.
Wilson.
Wilson's. Last two.
My last two.
I still think Matt Ryan. I still think Matt Ryan can play, and I think the Colts are going to be a very, very big surprise team this year because I think he lost Julio, he lost Ridley, and I think Matt Ryan, when you give him that run game, I think he should have a nice year. And then Dak would be my top 10. Off the top of my head.
So would you leave out Kyler Murray?
Yeah, I would put him guys who just missed the cut.
Okay.
You leave out Deshaun Watson?
And Lamar Jackson?
Hasn't played in long enough to he's on the Nick exemption list. I got to see him play again, right? Next new team, you missed a year. We don't know where your head is, on the field, with everything off the field.
Okay.
So
I'm good with that.
If we're going 2 years ago, I have Watson top 5. But now Herbert and Burrow,
Sure.
I got to see what he does coming back. And I'm not saying he's not a top 10. I'm just saying he's like exempt off the list now from included in it.
I think
that makes sense.
Murray's there. The guys who just missed, Murray, Carr.
That AFC West.
Tannenhill stats, Cousins stats are good. Those are like those next tier guys. Lamar, I don't have Lamar in there. Like I think Lamar is that 11 to 14 range because I want my quarterback to be a passer.
It feels like almost half the league, or almost half the league. It's like these rookies, these first and second year guys, where you don't really know what they are yet.
Yeah,
it's amazing. So, all these wild cards. So.
And obviously Wilson,
of course.
And Eli got. Oh man, I thought you were talking about present. What are you talking about? All time, or are you talking about present in the league? I was doing present.
That's a whole different conversation.
Yeah,
that would take another minute. But
Matt always brings up Eli getting 2 rings whenever he can. He watches the IOW show that we do.
And we've heard that. We've heard that happen. Congratulations. You happy? You want a cookie? Sheesh. Hey, when you got to dwell on the past because, you're pretty much at the bottom of the league right now.
No, they had a good draft.
They might be better on their way back up.
Thibodeau and Neal, man, is a very good guy. And
Dable does seem like a cool guy. Let's see what
Wan'Dale Robinson. Who's the receiver they got in round 2?
Wan'Dale Robinson.
Wan'Dale. Okay.
Well, Kadarius Toney looks like a lightning rod. Oh my gosh, he could work out well, but he could bust, and he could bust hard. Whew, it depends where this is.
Give me a sec. What do you guys got? You guys in the chat got anything? Gunny, you got anything you want to talk about? Anything on your mind?
Not right now. I actually got to go ahead and feed these kids. They're literally sitting on the stairs looking at me right now like I can't believe y'all are still. Yeah, I can't believe y'all.
You got to mop the floor underneath them with all the drool.
Like legit, I'm like, you guys already ate.
All right, man. Go ahead, bro. I thank you. Tell everybody. Tell everyone where they can find you.
Oh yeah. You guys can follow me at New York Jets Sit Rep on YouTube and on Twitter. I'm also on Instagram as well. Got some new content coming out. I've been out of pocket for a little bit for the last couple of actually about the last week. So some more stuff is coming out. Oh, can I put a plug in for this helmet since I'm already here?
Yeah, absolutely.
So where's it? So that one right there is
No,
an
just
autograph.
bring that shit to me when you come to the game.
Hey, you have a chance to win it. It's an autographed Keyshawn Johnson helmet, sponsored by Bash Babe Events and September Gumby Consulting. I'm giving that away on the 26th. So pretty much here in about 4 more days, all you got to do is pretty much follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to my channel, and you're entered. Just send me a DM that says you're done, and you're entered into the giveaway as well. And right now, it's literally 22 individuals who are qualified for it based off of the actual criteria.
Okay.
So 1 out of 22 shot right now is going to win that helmet. And it's going to come in that display case and everything sent to your house with the letter of authenticity as well. So if anybody's interested, you can find all the instructions again. Name of
You got you, sir.
sex tape.
And he's like, yes, I got them all.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys getting me.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
I know you got to feed the kids, but you follow my channel. Come back when you get a minute after things settle down. Comment your Instagram, your Twitter. Put all the info in the chat so everybody can find you.
Cool.
Or you do it now if you got time, depending on how rabid they are.
Yeah,
I know how they get.
I'm about to make them some ramen. They'll be all right. Do I put it in the private chat or in the comments?
No, in the comments. Put it in the comments, and then they'll say private chat is just the people in the show.
I don't think it let me.
Which is fine with me. The less people in it, the better chance we got, right?
we already got 21 other people to beat so far. So
I swear to God, if this fucking Falcons fan wins it.
No, that he's already blocked though.
I blocked him. I blocked him. He's out.
It's not letting me leave any comments. I can't write anything.
Go into YouTube when you're done and comment into YouTube.
Got it. I got you.
All right.
I'll take it. I appreciate you, gents.
All right, man. Anytime. And that's awesome that you're coming up. We'll definitely link up.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there. So we'll have you on again. We'll definitely have you on,
you say
multiple times. And that week before, I'll probably do shows during that week. Friday will be crazy with everyone coming into town. I don't know if I'll be able to sit down on that Friday night. I might do Thursday night hangout
instead. Okay.
Yeah, just so we could all get together, finalize our plans, who's meeting where, what, numbers, all that stuff.
Awesome.
So awesome, man. No, Matt, we're going. Me and Adam are in for a little bit more.
This is what we do. Matthew shows up, we end the show. That's kind of like the gimmick.
I appreciate you guys, man.
Awesome. It was great meeting you. It was great talking to you.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good night.
And tell your wife she's gonna hate the middle of October. She's gonna be there. Oh, she's coming with?
She's coming with me. Yeah.
Oh, she's gonna hate me because I'm gonna be talking trash about the Jets playing the Packers in October.
Don't get it twisted. She can talk some shit back too. So
I love it. I would make a comment about a woman holding their own, but Iowin would make another sex tape out of it, and I don't want to.
He's already got enough material for the night.
All right, brother. Thank you for joining us, man. Anytime. You got an open invite.
I appreciate y'all. Have a good night.
You good, brother. Peace.
All right, buddy.
See ya.
All right, kids.
And off he goes to make the ramen.
Oh, that's better, man. My kid's like, I need ice cream. I need cake. Wow, that's much easier. So, what's up, everybody?
I didn't know preparing ice cream was so complicated.
All right, I got something I got to talk about, which I hate to do, and I hate for Adam. We talked earlier today. Fuck, I hate doing this shit. For those that don't know, life has been pretty difficult for me, with work, with bills, everything. I have been invited to the hangar, and I've been trying my best to get the funds together, and unfortunately I am a little bit short. I asked them last week for an extension, another deadline. They gave me till tomorrow to pay. I am not asking for charity. My mother was going to help me, and my mother had some tumors removed, and she just got the hospital bill today, the day she was going to help out, and she is unable to do so with what she just got hit with. So if there's any chance anybody would be willing to help out, loan, spot me. I got 2 job interviews next week. Things look good. One guy already reached out and said it's almost like a formality, which is really awesome because it's a friend of a friend's company. But yeah, I am $92 short for tickets for me and my son for the hangar, and I'm trying everything I can, and I've gotten some funds together, and I got to pay it by tomorrow, like afternoon. So I hate doing this. This is not who I am. This is not what I'm about. This is not something that I'm trying to pull over like a carpet over anyone's head. I know our Jets fan nation has been fantastic with helping people out, and even though I live right here, I'll admit, guys, I'm struggling right now. Life is very difficult, and I'm struggling right now. So oh man. Jeez, Ray, that's fucking awesome, dude. Thank you. This Adam knows I didn't want to bring this to air, but the deadline is getting here, and when Mom got hit with her hospital bills from the tumors being removed, and now my poor mother, for over a year, her, my aunt, and another woman that they went to high school with have had tickets for Elton John tomorrow night at MetLife. And I called her today to check in with her, and it's going to be 100 degrees tomorrow. She just turned 70 years old. She had some tumors removed 3-4 weeks ago, and she answers the phone sick as a dog and like almost crying because she's like, I've been waiting for over a year to go to this, and like coughing and hacking. I'm like, do you have COVID? I'm like, what the hell do you have? So it's Braden, what do you want? Are you on Twitter?
It said, yeah, DM on Instagram.
What's
DM on Instagram. I don't know his address.
Here, Braden, I'll give you my Instagram right now. That's my Instagram, man. That's fucking awesome.
We got a job to do. We got a job to do.
Hats off to you, man. I really, really appreciate that, Braden. That's amazing, dude. That's awesome. Adam knows and Jeremy knows, like that.
Yep.
Yeah,
we do. We do.
Yeah,
you know what I told you. You know what I told you earlier today, and
yep.
That we'll leave it. We'll leave it. Yeah, we'll leave that personal. I don't want to say anything.
Yeah, no, I know, man. I know, and that's one of the cool things about this is that. And thank you, Cameron. Yeah, I told her, Mom, drink all the fluids you can, drink all the tea you can, drink soup, do everything, take extra vitamins, do everything. I go, but Mom, it's gonna be 100 degrees out there tomorrow. Like if you were 100% healthy, I would be fucking concerned about you going. She's like, I am going to this, Nikki. I'm like, okay, Mom. I'm like, all right, Mom. Aunt Kathy's got my number. Go ahead. Like, I hope you guys, everyone's okay. It's a shame we couldn't get Mom to the hangar for the Elton John concert. At least it'd be air conditioned.
That'd be pretty good. I'm willing to bet it's a little bit more for the Elton John concert than it might be for the Jets game. Just a little bit more money.
Thank you, Brad. Oh man, people are good.
So can you tell us anything about these potential job interviews, these companies that you're interviewing with? Or just what kind of work it is?
Amazon delivery, which I like a little more than the other one because it's closer to me, and overtime is available daily. Plus, you can go in on days off. So when I have a job, I regular time pays the bills. Overtime is me money. You know, straight time takes care of life, and then overtime is, going to a Jet game. Extra things in life. So the other one is, and that's the one my buddy. It's a contractor for Amazon. It's not a full Amazon employee, but my buddy's like family member runs it, so he's like, just have him come in, and basically it's a done deal. Hold on a second, I'm answering Grid, and then the other one is utility company, meter reader to start, not PSE&G, but a smaller one. I think it's a water company. I put the application in today. A buddy of mine who I used to work with at Optimum as a cable guy referred me to there, and but that one's in Union, and right now I'm without a vehicle, so that would be more expensive to get to day in and day out with an Uber. But the Amazon one's closer. It's right in Carteret, and I'm in Avenel, so it's a 5-minute ride.
Okay.
So we'll see. This year has just been one kick to the dick after the other. And Iowa, man, I completely agree with you, man. Our fan base is amazing. You know, guys we just met tonight, like Gunny. First time really talking to him. He was in the chat. We've Dark Soldier connected us last week on Twitter. He was in the chat in the show, and I think Dark Soldier referred him over here, and then connected us through Twitter, and we were able to talk during the week and schedule him coming on. And then it sucks that Spotty, it was, his internet was shaky for a bit, and then like it completely went out.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it did seem kind of weird. I mean, everything seemed fine until I joined, from what I can gather. So
It's always like that. You're the southern anchor. I want a 10% finder's fee.
Oh boy,
Spotty was spotty. Well done. That deserves a golf clap. His connection was spotty. That's very, very well done. Oh, Matt, thank you, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Braden and I are messaging on Instagram right now. So,
all right.
Thank you, everybody who offered, and then I feel the love, which can be difficult at times and very far and few between as a single male.
I know the feeling on that one. Oh, Nick, I'll ask you like a non-football question here. Final score: Blue Jays 28, Red Sox 5. Your thoughts?
I wish it was 28-3, and then we can unblock the Falcon fan and have more fun with that. Yes, Matt, this is week 1.
Man, it feels like week 1.
Oh, this is
go ahead.
This is Gunny, who was just here. This is his page.
Oh, he's situation report. Okay.
Yes. So hit him up on Twitter. He's going to put his Gunny, put your I think you said Instagram and Twitter. This is his Twitter's name, NY Jets Situation Report. So follow that on Twitter, and then he'll post the other requirements. What was it? It was Twitter, Instagram, and a third thing I think he said, right?
I thought he said Twitter and Instagram. That was all that I remember him saying.
Okay. I would
Yeah,
assume if he's doing that page, it would be the same name. Matt, are you in the hangar, Matt? Are you just in the stadium? It's also his Instagram. All right, let me take care of that now, because of the way life is.
YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, he says. Okay, so YouTube as well. All the same name. Okay.
Yes, yeah, it should be the
YouTube,
same name.
Twitter, Instagram. So there we go. All right. It's weird. I feel like this offseason has been just periods of waiting. Months of waiting for the draft, months of waiting for free agency, months of waiting for anybody to report, and now it's like months of waiting for opening day. And we're still 2 months out from opening day. This has just been one long, drawn out period of waiting, for something to actually happen, to actually see some results. So, boy, anybody else getting as tired of waiting as I am? Because I feel like it's just been one drawn up story after another from the beat. We're trying to find a new angle, something new to talk about. But at this point, it feels like we've gone over the same every topic about 300 times at this point. Now we're just searching for something new to say.
So 8 Sundays left till no football.
Give me 2 minutes to text Brandon if you don't mind. Carry the torch here.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, 8 Sundays left till no football. You know what? It's getting to the point where I'm ready for the Hall of Fame game. I'm ready for the first preseason game. I'm ready for that first video that the Jets put out when the new players are walking through the door and then the screen fades to black and you see just the Jets logo on the screen. And Nick and I had a little disagreement today about those new black helmets going with the black unis. So we don't quite share the same opinion. I'm a little more in favor of them than Nick is. But I think what a lot of people's disappointment is that it wasn't a throwback to the 80s. Myself personally, I never understood the fascination with those uniforms other than that we had some good memories during the 80s. But in terms of actually looking at them, I've never been big on the jersey number on the shoulders. I always thought that was kind of a weird look, and that's what the Jets had back then. Now, if they could do the old Jets logo, that 80s Jets logo, you put that on with the color green that we have now, then I think you really have something. And one of my favorite things about this helmet is that it actually says Jets on the front of the helmet, not just on the side. I think my biggest complaint with the current uniforms is you don't see the word Jets enough. You just see it on the side of the helmet, and that's it. It doesn't say Jets anywhere else on the helmet. Now I'm starting to sound like Frankie from Flatbush. but that's all right. So, yeah, to me, I always wanted like a Jets patch or something like that on the chest like they had previously. It's just got to say Jets somewhere. So I think this black helmet's a step in the right direction. I think 3 times a year is good. And I think the black unis look a lot better under the lights. Those later games when it gets a little bit darker out and you have that light reflecting off like the matty finish of the black helmet, it just looks that much better. And I do like the green face mask as well. And another good thing they did, I'm really glad it's not just green on black. Because with green on black, you can't even see it. You need the white on it to make it pop. So I think they did do a good job with that. The one thing I don't get, like if you look at where the helmet is, like here, it's like it looks like a hexagon here. I don't know what that look is, but if you see in a picture of the helmet, look like right here, right at the top of the head. And it's this hexagon look. I don't know what that is or what the purpose of that is. That's like the one thing that's a little bit funky in my mind. But, and I saw one guy say, oh, it's a missed opportunity that the Jets didn't bring back their 80s throwbacks. They could do it next year.
I don't like the letters because I feel that the letters look like I said earlier before you joined us, we discussed this a little bit. When you have a kid and you get like the magnets to put on the refrigerator, it looks like kid letters, and then the football looks like something out of like a cartoon. It doesn't look like an actual NFL football. I feel like the helmet could be done more NFL like and not
more NFL like.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just trying to find it. Yeah. Okay, Iwan, here you go. As above, so below. We are not in alignment. There you go. So there you go, Iowa. Gave you what you wanted.
Braden and I are running into some issues because he's in a different country. So the sending of the money we're hitting some speed bumps here.
Okay.
With the apps that they have to send compared to the apps that we have.
Yeah, I still got to be honest. I feel like a lot of us like the color rush jerseys too. I like the lighter green, but when you had the white stripe with the darker green over it, just a little bit of dark green for trim, I got to be honest, that was a cool look. I like that sort of medium green at this point, but the Kelly green from the 80s was never really a fan of it and not a fan of the design of it, where, again, you had the jerseys over there. But if you have, like, that Jets logo going across the chest like this, like if you do Jets at home, but you have New York maybe on the road across the chest, now that I would like, because I think we should be honored to be the Jets and be honored to play in New York, So, yeah, give me Jets here on the home uniform and New York for the road uniform. And that's something that I think would be even better. You could always tweak it. You could always make it a little bit better.
No doubt about it. But I do like the addition of the black helmets to the black uniforms. It just makes it look more complete. And hey, you can't go wrong with a green face mask ever, can you? So, all right, Knobcraft. All right, so I'm going to try to visualize what you're saying. Give me the 2000 whites with the 80s green with the white helmet and the 80s Jets logo. Okay, here's my question. How are the 2000 whites different than the 80s whites? White is white, last I checked. I'm trying to follow what you're saying. I'm sorry if I'm not quite catching it, but I mean, a white helmet's fine too. Let's see. I like the current helmets, that green with the flake pops in the sun. Yep, Maximilian, I agree with you on that. I think the biggest hit that the Jets uniforms have taken in this new look is the green pants. I used to really like the white jersey on the green pants. That I thought was a really good looking road uniform. But the white jersey with those numbers, like the almost like emerald green, like if you see like a 1, like how it looks like, like the Tetris block, I call it the Tetris block 1. With that color green pants, that light green, that medium green pant, doesn't work. If the Jets never wore the green pants again, I would not be shedding any tears. So for me, it doesn't work on the pants. It works on the jersey. It works on the helmet for me. Iowa Jet fan, white is not white. Just ask my wife the last time we had to pick out paint colors. It's true. Like women know like white from off-white, from eggshell to top. They make up the only colors we know are like the 18 from the Crayola box when we were like in 4th grade. That's about all we got down. I mean, I remember I was painting some furniture, and it's like these are all the same color. Oh boy. Yeah, blend the 80s and the 2000s together. Yeah, I like the idea. Yeah, I do like the idea. The ones we have for 20 years were fine for a while, but I'm good with a change. I would like to go with, I like that we have a little bit lighter green. The design of the 80s, the colors of today, I think you'd really have some pretty good. Yep, we took care of that. Yep. All men are colorblind, I guess. Well, yeah, I won't go there. Well, the only ones who aren't are probably on HGTV. That's about it. The Property Brothers, they're doing okay, and that's about it. Oh, gosh.
All right. Let me catch up in a chat here. Let me get this download going.
How's the money coming along?
We should be good.
Is it like $1? Is it $1 a minute that comes to you, or how's it work?
Well, since he's in New Zealand, there's no Venmo or Cash App there. He couldn't get that, and we were trying to find an app, and then his wife told him there's an app called Orbit Remit, and that's like that'll work from their country to ours. So I can't thank him enough, man. Or doo-doo butter.
Fantastic.
And to know that a guy 6'5", 250 is saying doo-doo butter warms my heart because I'm a big guy.
I think doo-doo butter. I think that's something Trader Joe's is going to be selling come up. Enjoy our 16-ounce blocks of doo-doo butter, now available in the dairy section.
You don't buy doo-doo butter by the stick. You buy doo-doo butter by the tub.
And our doo-doo butter is grown on organic farms deep in Iowa, right next to the corn farm.
Daniel Murphy. I shared the new uniforms and helmets on Facebook, and the dude I went to school with was like, "You guys will go 0-3 in them." Fuck that guy.
Hey, Daniel Murphy, I didn't know you went to school with the milk guy.
Yeah, you went to school with a Falcons fan?
Yeah, you went to school with the Falcons douchebag. That's great.
Once I realized it wasn't like a Jet fan, like just messing with us, I went 0 to 60 pretty. I went Jeremy on him, huh?
Oh boy. Daniel Murphy saying good night. Daniel, thank you for coming out. We appreciate all your contributions. We thank you very much. Be well, brother. Be well. Matthew Smith could have just used cryptocurrency. Anyone? I don't know. Maximilian, set up an OnlyFans account. Wait. Are you? Should one of us set up an OnlyFans account? What's going on here now?
I'm done.
Yeah. I think the Wicker Chair should have an OnlyFans account, but I think that's about it.
Okay.
Oh my God, Iowa.
What?
Yeah, down at the bottom.
Yeah, everyone in the chat. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get.
It's all right.
Wow, Max, the fuck? I was joking. You didn't have to get on board with that. Yeah, right. I should tonight. But if it's gonna be all you guys watching and show his ankles, bro, I might be a big dude, but I got skinny ankles. All right, Braden.
Yeah, that's like what I'll give you a little note. Like when Ric Flair, remember when Ric Flair would wrestle, he would always wear the knee pads like down around his calves. It's because he was so self-conscious about his legs. He wanted to make his legs look bigger. So instead of wearing the knee pads on his knees, he wore them down around his calves to make his lower legs appear bigger.
All right, Braden. Braden, are you still in the chat, or are you off the chat working on this with me?
I think it's been a minute since I've seen anything from Braden. So. Yeah, it's been a couple minutes since we've seen that.
Yeah, we've been messaging. Iowa growing up on a hog farm. That's the name of his next porn. Growing up on a hog farm. Were these hogs or just like larger women?
I mean, I know you got to bring home the bacon, but that's taking it a little bit too seriously.
All right, Braden is there. All right, Braden, I messaged you on Instagram too, man. Again, I can't thank you enough, man. Add a recipient. How do I add someone? What do we got, guys, in the chat? What do we got? What topics we got going?
Most people talking about colors and how men see colors differently than women do. Maximilian wanting you to show your ankles.
My brother's girlfriend's visiting occasionally. I knew if I let him do it, it would be a great reply.
The funny thing is, like, when I was like on one of the shows, he came across as a very mild-mannered, polite kind of a guy, all-American, Midwestern SOB. But I don't know. Once when it comes to when you come to one of these Friday night hangouts, that's pretty much the end of that.
Oh, I'm doing this a different.
All right, Chad, I'll throw a question away. Do you have any particular hot takes about any particular Jets players this season? Do you have like a feeling about any particular player, and do you have a bold prediction for them? Could be good, could be bad, could be it could be Zach Wilson, it could be Delshon Phillips, or it could be Thomas Hennessy for all we care. So if you've got a hot take on any particular Jets player, throw it in the chat. Let's hear what you have to say. I want to know what the fans are thinking tonight. All right, so let's see. Maximilian, Breece Hall will have 1,500 all-purpose yards this year. Well, I'll tell you what. So
yes.
that would only take about 90 yards a game. I think that is possible. I definitely hope Michael Carter still gets his time on the field, and I hope he gets his chance to produce. But, I think if it's a situation where the Jets aren't being blown out and where they're put in a position where they have to throw the ball, 1,500 yards is pretty reasonable. Iowa Jets fan, hot take. Denzel Mims takes Corey Davis's place on the roster. Not during this season, in my opinion. I am still an ardent defender of Corey Davis, and I think Davis is going to have a very good, solid season. Maybe not a spectacular season, but I expect him to play about 12 to 13 games this year and show what I believe he really is, and that's a good starting receiver. Maybe not a top-flight elite receiver, but a legit, productive starting receiver in the NFL. All right, let's see. Knobcraft. What does Knobcraft have to say? Jordan Whitehead makes the Pro Bowl and plays as a top 3 safety. Top 3 safety in the NFL? Knobcraft? I mean, Whitehead. I could see a scenario where Whitehead makes a Pro Bowl. Now, I think nowadays, how many safeties did it make? Is it only like 4? I don't think it's too many safeties. Maybe like 6 in the league. And I don't think it's assigned by conference anymore. I think you have your 2 starters on each team, and then you might have 1 backup after that. I think that's about all that there is. So, yeah, I don't know if Whitehead quite has the respect around the league. So I think he's more – I feel like to the best safeties, the safeties who get most of the recognition, they usually force a lot of turnovers, whether it be fumbles or interceptions. So you're going to have some real impact plays from Jordan Whitehead. But I definitely think he's going to be one of the best free agent signings that we've had this season. Maximilian's also throwing for Breece Hall 10-plus touchdowns. I would hope so. I think Breece Hall should have at least 10 touchdowns.
My numbers on Hall, and I'm sticking to them, and some people have laughed at me because I'm very precise with them. 1,283 rushing, 11 rushing touchdowns is what I see for Hall. I see Hall being breakaway speed. I see him being the goal line back. I see him being about 65% of our carries, and we're going to have a lot of them.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt that I have about the lowest expectations for Breece Hall as just about anybody does. I had 868 rushing yards, 320 receiving yards, and 6 total touchdowns. That's all I'm predicting for him. I just feel the hype is so high that I don't know. I feel like we're anointing this guy already as Curtis Martin, Jonathan Taylor, and Barry Sanders combined. I'm just not ready to go there yet. Just not.
Dark Soldier says 425, which with 17 games is 25 a game. It's dead even 25 a game.
That's an even 25 a game. What did we average this past year? I don't think it could have been more than like 14 or 15.
297.
297? That was it?
I'm good with remembering numbers.
Okay. All right. So let's look this up really quick. I want to see how big of a jump this would be. Okay, from one year to the next. So, all right, let's go to. It was what?
310. We gave up 504.
So we scored 310. So we are trying to. So that's 150.
We would go up a touchdown a game.
That's up a touchdown a game.
Yeah,
completely reasonable.
18.2, and we'd go up to 25. So we'd go up 6.8 a game.
I think that's very reasonable. With what we brought in on offense, yeah. And if you factor in reasonably good health for the key players on this team, yes, I definitely think 425 is possible. So Dark Soldier, I'm gonna say hot take on that one. Let's see. Dark Soldier's hung up on the number 310. Oh, there it is.
I think we were discussing it as he was saying it.
There it is. Yes.
Oh, it's better than seeing 394 over and over again.
That was the number I was thinking about.
Is that why he's saying
that's it? That's what one of those Iowan hogs weighs. Is, no, that's when they're first born. Vikes had 426, the 14th most. Well, yeah, they did have Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. I mean, they had a pretty good offense, but I mean, it wasn't like a deep offense.
I'll be right back. Right. Oh, here we go. Oh,
there he goes.
Hey,
and here he comes.
I got some breaking news for you.
Yeah.
We're working on it now. I brought up my situation, and Braden offered to cover it and spot me for it.
Are you serious?
Braden and I are working on an international transfer right now, and we're trying to figure out the app. So kudos to Braden, stand-up dude. Several other people, Matt and Iowan, were 2 of the ones I saw who offered to send some, but Braden stepped up first, and we've been messaging on Instagram trying to figure it out.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
That's amazing.
Really good stuff.
Awesome. Oh,
I would be surprised if anybody said anyone else than Carl Lawson. I have to pee. I'll be right back. You guys go ahead and take that topic.
Who will lead the team in sacks? My first thought on this, I think we're going to have – I wonder if we're going to have anybody with double digits. I don't know if that's going to happen because we're rotating players so frequently. You know, because here's the bottom line. you're probably not going to see any defensive lineman play more than 70% of the snaps in a given season. Last year, JFM played the most, and he was, I think, around 65, 66%. Quinnen Williams just below that. For me, I'm between Lawson and JFM. I just have so much faith in Carl Lawson's ability to really, really disrupt. He's just not necessarily been a finisher. He disrupts. He'll create a little bit of havoc. He'll rush the passer, but he doesn't always finish. I'm going to go with JFM, but I think it's going to be like by half a sack. So like 9 sacks to 8.5. So I'm going to go JFM, Lawson, number 1, Lawson, number 2.
I think they might spread it out, and that Quinnen might end up with the most. I think it's possible that Quinnen gets 10 or 11 if he has his breakout year, and the other guys get like 9 and 10 and 8 on the edges. So I'm gonna go with Quinnen. I'm gonna take a wild one, and not that wild, but I'm just gonna predict that Quinnen Williams is gonna get the most sacks.
Yeah, who'd you take, Adam?
I'm going to go with JFM.
Oh, wow. So I was the only one who took Lawson?
Yep, I think Lawson's going to finish right behind JFM.
I'm going to go Lawson 13. I'm going to go Q and JFM between 9 and 10. Either 9, 9.5, or 10 for both of them. I think they're going to be so I think we're going to be near the top of the league in sacks. I really, really do.
Oh.
I think we're going to get a bunch, and then we're going to have a bunch of guys at like 5 or less.
My only concern, Carl Lawson's never had more than 8.5 sacks in the season. Do we think he can jump up to 13?
Also never played on this scheme in this D-line either.
Yeah, but where you rotate the players as much as Sal and Ulbrich will, he's not going to be playing every snap.
Don't forget, though, he also was one of the top guys in hurry percentage.
Absolutely.
He was like top 3 in hurry. So we're covering better, and I think you'll agree with this. Our secondary will be better than what he was with in Cincinnati. And that extra 0.3, 0.4 seconds could be the difference in getting those sacks and then just being hurries or knockdowns,
Yeah, and that was something I mentioned while you were waiting for a second, that Lawson can definitely disrupt, but he has to show that he can close a little bit more. Right, for that to happen.
That's a combination, though, too, right? If you're getting to the quarterback, you're beating the blocker.
Yep.
You need the guys on the back end to hold the fort for another half a second and close those passing windows to enable you to get there. So that kind of goes hand in hand, right? If there's no one to throw to, the quarterback's got to hold it, and then you're hitting them.
Look at Dark Soldier's comment. I just want to make sure you saw that.
I can send you a 10 spot for your kids. Oh, I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
That's one hot dog.
Give him your Venmo.
I'm hearing a voice from beyond
I swear to God, man.
Give me your Venmo.
God, I thought I died and went to hell, and you are the voice narrator in hell. It was, give them your Venmo.
We need to put in the chat your Venmo. So if someone wants to give you a 10 spot, the cheapest way to do it, without paying a service, is Venmo. That's the best way to go. So that's all I'm saying is, so you should put your Venmo in.
But it was weird not seeing you, and then the voice came in very godlike. It was a very booming, bassy voice out of nowhere.
I could just imagine being sound asleep, and all of a sudden I hear, give them your Venmo.
I'll be back. The pasta's ready. I'm cooking dinner.
The pasta's ready. Okay.
I'll wait for you to scare the shit out of me again with another thing to do.
Okay.
Who knows what he's going to say next?
Wipe your ass after you poop.
Hey, Chad, here's what we need. We need things for Jeremy to say while he's not on camera. What's like the creepiest thing he could say?
The guy who was on the Drew Carey show with the black hair, the curly hair, and he did Whose Line Is It Anyway for a while, and then he was in the Jay and Silent Bob movie, and he was like, when you're done, say, ooh, what a lovely tea party.
Oh my gosh, who is it? I was thinking, well, I know it wasn't Ryan Stiles. He had that black hair.
It was the
Which
Drew
one?
Carey show. He was one of the sidekicks. No, not Ryan Stiles. Ryan Stiles is the tall, thin one with the light brown hair.
Exactly. But you said this guy was on Who's Line for a little bit?
I'm pretty sure he was on Who's Line.
Because I'm a Who's Line addict, so it's not clicking here.
I don't think he was a regular.
Right.
Yeah, let me pull up the cast right now.
All right.
Diedrich Bader.
I don't recall his name. No, I don't think he was ever on Who's Line. Okay, that's fine.
No, he was on the Drew Carey show though.
He was on the Drew Carey show. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, and he was in Jay and Silent Bob, and he was like telling him, "You go down on him, and when you're finished, say, ooh, what a lovely tea party." That's always one of like my go-to lines when it's awkward. That's why.
Are you going to have a lovely tea party in the hangar?
Hey man, it's air
Is that the
conditioned.
goal?
Anything can happen when it's air conditioned.
Oh boy.
All right, look at it. See, you know what? Me and him I swear to God, we're long lost brothers. Office Space also, yes.
Yeah, I can only imagine what kind of parents would have both of you. That'd be an interesting mom and dad combo right there. Whatever it might
All right, let's. You know what? It is a down time of the year, and I know next week we'll have training camp would have opened. We'll have some good stories, and so we brought up the Drew Carey show, one of my favorite shows of all time. But you know what show I'm streaming right now on Peacock, and I just got into season 7 of?
Yeah. Which?
Married with Children.
Oh.
Wow.
So
Okay.
good. The jokes that they used to have on television back then are
The best.
just,
So much better.
it's so good. I mean, it's nothing like crazy, but yeah, it's very, very entertaining to watch. It is season 7, and they just brought in that little stupid kid 7 on Marriage. Remember they brought the little kid in? Peggy
Yeah.
was pregnant in real life, and they were going to give Peggy and Marcy kids on the show at the same time, and then in real life, Katie Seagal lost the baby.
Oh.
And that's why they did a whole bunch of shows without her for to end one season.
Mm.
And they made it look like she was like sleeping or something for a couple of the episodes. And then after that, they still wanted to write like a younger kid in. So they wrote in like one of the people in her family dropping this little kid off.
Oh.
And it was Bobcat Goldthwait who actually dropped off the kid and left.
Oh, Bobcat Goldthwait. Yeah, he and Robin Williams were really close friends. Yeah.
Oh, I love Bobcat. And I just watched the first Police Academy with my son the other day. He was here last weekend. And I introduced him.
I think I saw you post about that on Facebook, didn't you?
Yeah. Whenever me and him watch new movies, he's always like, make sure you post it. And I'm like, why? He goes, because you're old and you forget things. And this way you can look back to see if we watched it or not.
Oh,
I'm like, you're the young one. You're supposed to remember.
Pasta's finished cooking already, Jeremy?
No, I
Everything
just
good?
had to take it out. My wife is doing the spinach and the garlic.
Okay.
So
How's she doing?
So, by the way, I can't type on this thing on the phone. It's not letting me type in the chat. The name of the cash company, like the PayPal type company that does international, is called Payoneer. It's Payonneer. It's called
We
it's
have
called
that.
Payoneer.
We have Orbit Remit. It's called, and we have
Okay.
all the info. We were messaging, and he's
Okay.
finishing up on his end. He needed some info from me to where to send it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, man. I said it. Adam said it. Iowan said it in the chat. A couple other people did too. How great like our community is.
So good. So good.
Yeah, life sucks, man. Sometimes you get kicked in the dick, and it's good to have
Okay.
people who are there to help you get back on your feet. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, not just money. Yeah, that's not just money wise. We know
No,
that.
but hanging out, man. I don't know where I would be this year if I didn't have these shows and you guys to like talk with several days a week. And our friendship has evolved to outside of the show. Like I wake up and almost every day we have something in our group chat with Dom C going on, some sort of conversation for us. And there's a lot of days where like depression hits and like I don't want to like get up or do anything, but then I'm like, fuck this. I'm like, these guys would fucking kick me in the dick if I did. I'm sorry, Jeremy's in the kitchen with his wife and I'm talking like a truck driver. Forgive me.
No, she's in the other room. She can't hear you.
Okay.
She would expect it from you anyway, so it's fine.
Well, you're prepping dinner. I don't want to be.
She grew up in Brooklyn, dude. I mean, she grew up in Brooklyn. So
nice. So it's to have people that you don't want to let down in your life, and friends that you want to keep on the up and up, and then make sure that you're doing your best so you don't disappoint them. It's so. Not to get too corny or whatever here, but I appreciate you two more than you know, and the chat as well.
Anytime, man. Anytime. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Yep. And shoot, it's probably going to be it's going to be a lot of celebrating or maybe a lot of therapy once the season begins, or probably maybe a little bit of both. But well, I have a feeling our blood pressures are going to be all as high as they've been in a long time watching these games.
It's going to be more relaxing watching game one because think about it. I mean, it's not relaxing, but it's going to be. It feels less tense when you're with people. Like being there live, like having like the fact that Nick's going to be there and Jesse's going to be there and Kevin and Green Bean and Rock. Like there's going to be so many of us and everything going crazy. I mean, we'll all be bummed together, but it's not the same as when I'm home alone, just like punching the table. You know what I mean?
Adam,
like
you got to get an iPhone because we're going to need to FaceTime you. Like you got to get rid of this Android crap. I need you to have an iPhone that day. So
dude,
I
got to change my whole life for you guys? Is that what you're saying?
My brother's gonna be probably doing the watch party for the Jet game on my channel. So we're gonna have to we'll all have the link. We have to go in there sometimes and just show footage and go, what's going on and all that stuff.
Jeremy, I'm sorry, but just the angle of your head when it's like leaning back, it just looks so funny. I'm sorry.
I'm just sitting there. I know that's.
It's like your head is like. It's like, I'm sorry, man. I love you, buddy, but oh my gosh, it was just I couldn't get over that.
So, Jeremy, to update you.
Like your chin is about to explode out of the screen at us. Okay, go ahead.
Hold on. Check it out. Check it out what came in the mail. Check out what came in the mail.
Oh,
it says sauce? Nice.
I thought he was going to show us the Lindor jersey. This was actually something I was going to ask you guys. I was going to do this last week. I have the last Jets jersey that I've got that I still have because I had an Adams jersey for about 2 years, and now I gave it to Goodwill. I've got 2 Penningtons and a Mangold. I feel like I should add something at this point. A current, past player. Do you have any ideas on a player that you think would make some sense? Current, past, I don't care. What do you think?
Braden, nothing yet.
I
Nothing
would
yet.
say
Curtis
Martin would be good. Curtis Martin is always like a good thing.
I mean, part of me thought about getting a black Mangold, but I'm like, well, I've already got a Mangold. My part of me wants to, I think, go with the black jersey. I'm really thinking I'd have to customize it. That's like the one thing because they don't offer a whole lot of black jerseys on the website. It seems like it's mostly green.
Then you got to pay more to get it personalized, right? Like
that's the problem.
Yeah,
that's what's frustrating about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could go with a Breece Hall if you want something that's going to be current. You know, like a guy that's going to be around for a while. Breece Hall has the best chance to not be a bust. I mean, I felt pretty good getting Sauce Gardner. Garrett Wilson. It's hard to imagine that he's not going to, at the very least, be a guy on the roster for 4 to 5 years. In the worst case scenario.
Yeah, I mean, with some of these free agents, we tend to sign them for 2 years or 3 years, and to me, it's very difficult to, rationalize having a jersey for a guy who's only going to be here for such a short period of time. So
yeah, you have to take a youngling. I mean, you could take Elijah Moore, AVT, Elijah Moore, or
AVT
you can go.
is a good one. Yeah.
You can go
Yep.
classic. You can go classic and get a Klecko. A Klecko's better than a Castro at this point, but you can definitely get a Klecko, a Curtis Martin, a Testaverde, a Mawai. I mean, there's you know. Oh, you already have the Mawai, but you can go
Nickel.
classic. You can always. Then you can go Mawai. I mean, there's always options that way when you go classic. You know.
Maybe just for you, I'll get a James Hasty. How about that?
Thanks, Nob. We appreciate that, buddy. Thank you.
I don't even know if it's possible to get a James Hasty.
Yeah, well, you have to customize it. I mean, here's the thing: you can only go 10 characters. I thought about trying to customize in a black AVT. Yeah. And because I was really
How about if
thinking,
you just put AVT?
Just get AVT.
that's a good idea. Like you could do Vera Tucker, but you got to leave out the dash in the middle. That's what's so screwed up about it.
How about just a space? Does that still count as the character?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So you got to do Vera Tucker, one word, or you could do AVT. I don't know. If they could only allow an 11th character, this whole thing would be solved. But no. What the hell? Maybe I'll just get Eddie Pinheiro. Who knows?
Like if
Thomas
Fitzpatrick,
Hennessy.
I just counted it. Fitzpatrick is 11. If you wanted to get like a personalized Fitzpatrick, you couldn't even do that.
No, you couldn't do Fitzpatrick. Or something like the Sapoli Malamala or whatever. Yeah, but you could do JoJo Townsell. You could fit him in barely. So you could have your JoJo, Nick.
Well, JoJo was his first name.
Right, JoJo.
And I guess middle?
Townsell.
First and middle?
First name Joe, middle name Joe. Yeah, Dark Soldier. You know, AVT. I think I like the idea of AVT. That is pretty good. That is pretty good. Just AVT though, I don't know, but I kind of like the idea. It's not a bad idea. Now I think I would go AVT over Brees. I got to be honest, because I've been like in Vera Tucker's corner from the beginning. Brees, I haven't been in quite as much, so I feel like it'd be more sense to go AVT.
My daughter has an AVT thanks to Iwan.
Oh yes, that one. Right.
Yeah, she's got an AVT, and it's
a-
stealth black too. She loves it. She said, "Dad, I want the helmet."
I think the black jersey works for like the lineman. Yeah.
Dude, that's
Get a custom
amazing.
Joe Douglas jersey. Oh. Dennis Bird. You know, a black blackbird singing in the dead of night.
Yeah. Hey, Sluggo, man, that is insane that he could tell that by me being. How does he know? Yes, I'm in an older Victorian. As a matter of fact, my house was built in 1913.
That's impressive.
It's amazing that he was able to see that.
Okay.
Like, wow. That's crazy.
All right. Yeah. This is. I think that's something I'll look into. I think even. I think that's the link that Jake sends out. I think he usually refers people to DH Gates. So yeah, we'll look into that a little bit. All right. You know, if you get a Fitzmagic jersey, I feel like you should also include a beard to go with it. You know, you can't have the Fitzmagic jersey without a beard going on.
Can you imagine if I wanted to say this before when Spotty Jackson was on his tear, and he was talking about how good Gino would have done if Gino played that year, in his opinion. And I'm thinking, man, if Ike would have hit Fitz, it wouldn't have phased Fitz because the beard would have padded the blow and he wouldn't have felt nothing.
Okay.
Hey, JFU, welcome back, man. JFU's coming back. Sluggo's coming back.
Victorian Gothic. Man, when did this turn into HGTV tonight? Amazing. We're talking paint colors. We're talking architecture. My gosh.
So Braden sent it on his end, and we're just waiting for it to clear and get into my bank on our end. We talk food. We're talking home structure now. Can we talk about Vince McMahon retiring?
I got SmackDown recorded. I'm looking forward
Jeremy,
to.
you're on good.
I'll probably watch it later. But I really thought it was going to take him being either passing away or just not being mentally able to do his job anymore. It is amazing that he stepped out of absolutely everything. I don't think it's really sunk in for me because as far back as I can remember, Vince McMahon has owned WWE. Like, I think he took over in like 1982. 82, yeah. I was 0 old, yeah.
And he was still involved before that, but he bought it from his father in 82.
Exactly. So, yeah. And then his dad passed away like a year or two later. So it is very hard to believe, but there's a lot of people, lapsed fans, who think WWE is kind of out of touch, not hip. So maybe they need to go with a younger direction. Hopefully Vince can still, consult and do some things well. But as far as creative goes, if he is kept out of creative, which appears to be what's going to happen, then let's see what happens. Yeah, I know.
I mean, I know it's his family that owns it still, so he could.
He'll still be talked to. Let's be honest.
Company,
but as far as creative
purposes,
goes,
Vince has nothing to do with the company.
He's just coming out of the public eye. He's still going to be there, still going to consult with him and everything, and
Knobcroft took everything that I wanted to say. Lesnar heard and walked out today.
And then I heard he came back. I heard he walked out, but then he came back.
Oh, I didn't hear that he came back. Because I saw somebody posted in the IOW sports group that we got. Yep, somebody posted that they're having plans of Goldberg filling in for SummerSlam if Lesnar doesn't come back.
No, I like Goldberg, but this feels like the longest friggin' retirement tour I've ever heard from Goldberg. God bless him, but
okay, guys, I gotta run
again.
Yeah, I'll try to stop it if you guys are still going.
All right. Yeah, I mean, for me, I almost went to SummerSlam. I was making plans to go to Nashville this coming weekend. It didn't work out, which is fine. But it's I don't know. It's just a bummer that they cut so many people because I feel like there's so many people that could have been real main event players at this point, and they just don't have them right now. And it's really unfortunate. It seems like more and more they're getting the company ready to be sold. And now with Vince stepping out of the way, it's only going to be more likely. I really think the company's going to be sold within a couple of years. That's why you have these budget cuts. I mean, the fact that they moved the network over to Peacock, I think that's another sign. It's absolutely the end of an era. The fact that I'm going to be watching pro wrestling where Vince and my God, Tony Khan is such a douche. He really is. He tweeted, well, that makes me the longest reigning CEO of a major wrestling corporation. I'm like, dude.
Vince would have done the same shit.
He's such a douche.
You can't get mad at that, though.
He would have said he might have thought it, but he wouldn't have tweeted it. So
that's a wrestling business in general. Everything's an angle. You got to know that.
I don't know. I don't quite have it. Yeah, I used.
You don't remember when Vince put WCW out of business? The pomp and circumstance. I mean, granted, they turned it into an angle with Shane owning it.
Yeah, and that lasted about 6 months and went to the toilet because that did not work out very well. I don't know. I remember when I was a kid and my grandparents, my uncles would be like, we used to love it. It's just not what it was. Now I'm starting to feel the same way that they did. Where it's just like I follow it, but you know what? I feel like I'm at a point now where it's just not the same. When Ring of Honor, I've mentioned this before. I was an absolute loyalist to Ring of Honor for 15, 16 years. And I know technically it's still around, but Khan owns it. So to me, Ring of Honor is now to AEW what ECW was to WWE when Vince brought it. And by the way, made himself champ. I just thought I'd point that out. So to me, it's not the same anymore. I'll always have great memories, but I just don't know if I have it in me to invest in a company or, in these types of things like that I did when I was in my 20s. I feel like I've moved on to other things at this point. And doing this stuff, doing these videos and getting to participate in these chats, I mean, that's become much more of a priority. I mean, I feel like I've gone from 0 to 100 in 1 year. And, and I got no complaints about it because I'd rather have it. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But I really think we're going to see a sale within 2 years. I think that's going to happen.
No way. You think Triple H wants to sell and get out of that business?
I don't think it's his.
Triple H will be the business. Like
I don't think it's his choice to make. The co-CEOs are Stephanie and Nick Khan, not Paul Levesque. Paul Levesque is back to where in the position he was before, but he's not a CEO. So I don't think he has the power that his wife has. So I don't know. I think when Triple H was running NXT and it didn't do as well in the head-to-head versus AEW as they would have liked, I think that got Vince very, very down. Chug, 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 chug. That got Vince
there was
very
one
down.
stuck on the bottom and my hand couldn't get to it in the back.
That's what they all say, brother. Okay. Yeah, I tell you, it was so cool being like a kid, like in the 90s, because my earliest wrestling memories are right when WrestleMania was starting, that whole expansion. Being able to see WCW, staying up till 2 and watching ECW at 2 a.m. on MSG Network. I mean, I'm sure there's quite a few of us.
Like a night out, like you come in from your friend's house, or that was late teens, so not bars yet. You come in from like a house party or something, hanging out somewhere, and then you pop on MSG and watch ECW.
I still remember the first match I saw on there. It was Rey Mysterio and 911 versus the Eliminators. Probably the best team ever that never got to be on a national promotion. Perry Saturn and John Kronos. They were amazing. And the way they destroyed the Dudley Boys in that first match on the Barely Legal pay-per-view was amazing. It was like a long, drawn-out squash match. And the way they beat the crap out of Bubba Ray and Devon was just it was amazing. But yeah, that first match, I was like, this is different. And it's like, wait, what's Cactus Jack doing here? What's Shane Douglas doing here? Oh, is this the Sabu guy I'd heard so much about? And yeah, it was so much fun. Then ECW and WCW went away. Then I got an ROH, TNA a little bit. I mean, I tracked it a little bit. But yeah, ROH was the company that would come to my town. I'd hang out with the guys after the show with my friends, and yeah, just had the best nights out. Like 3-4 times a year, we would do it. And yeah, always going to be the best. So for me, that's always going to be like my promotion, and I make no apologies. I'm kind of like a Jets fan. I want the '80s uniforms back. I guess I'm kind of like the same attitude here, so I acknowledge it.
Yeah, I remember when we first started, Yankees reliever Michael King, who's had a great year, fractures his elbow and expected to miss the rest of the season.
Oh, man. You know what? The
Yankees do that.
Yeah, the Yankees have been very fortunate. All right.
I wouldn't do a sarcastic thing if...
No, I'm not kidding. No, I'm not rooting for injuries for the Yankees. I'm not going to do that.
Did he get hit with a line drive? What the hell happened?
I know he wasn't too great, like in his last outing, but the Yankees have been very fortunate with injuries.
Fracturing an elbow is.
You know right there. I hope it doesn't come to Tommy John. I mean, is that a bone or is that a ligament?
I got to get more info on it. I do have this info. Judge hit 2 home runs tonight, and he is tied with 1927 Babe Ruth, 61 Mickey Mantle, 2007 A-Rod, 2019 Gleyber Torres, with 8 multi-home run games in the same season, and he's still got 2.5 months left.
So when he leaves, so do you expect him to leave after the season?
Say again?
Do you think he's going to stay after the season, or is he going to leave? In your heart of hearts, not what you want, but what do you think will happen?
I think it's 50-50.
I think so.
Either way. And what I've learned in sports now, especially in the free agent era, I don't put any eggs in any basket, because if you expect nothing, you can never be disappointed. That's what I've learned.
Yep. Yeah, I hate to tell you, but that is a very Joe Beningo-esque. I'm sorry to tell you that. Yeah, it's.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, we could keep our expectations as low as we want, but as soon as things start to turn around, because we're fans, because we're crazy, We love this team. Our hopes are going to get up. You know, you could say that, expect the worst, you're never disappointed, but it really only works when the team stinks. So, hey, on my note, my team traded for a DH, Daniel Vogelbach. Yeah, Vogelbach. I think that was the kind of beer I drank at the pub tonight. I think I drank a Vogelbach. So, yeah, very, very, very exciting. Very exciting. They should have called up Mark Vientos already. I wish they would just
I
wish they would call up Vientos as their DH, but they seem to want to be able to do that. Yep, Sluggo. I am a pretty diehard man. Yes, the documentary on Andre the Giant. I think the one that they did. I think it's also on the Peacock Network. It's also on Peacock on WWE. It might be two different documentaries, but yeah, there's so much good stuff. There's a great book about Andre. I think there's two different documentaries as well. And now
140 beers in one sitting.
I think it was 156 is the number I've heard. Yeah, 156.
I drank 42 Red Dogs in 1997 in Wildwood in a day where I started at 10 o'clock in the morning. It was a Monday. It was the Monday after SummerSlam. It was the Monday after I was at SummerSlam on Sunday night at the Meadowlands. I've showed you I'm in the Bret Hart documentary, right? Wrestling with Shadows. I'm in that. I showed you that clip, right?
Yeah, you told me. Yeah. You
Have you ever seen it?
I think you showed the clip briefly. I think you did. I know you told me that. And hey, yeah, you can find that documentary on YouTube. So yeah, I know where it is.
That night, me and a buddy, we drove down to Wildwood, right from the freaking event, and that Monday morning I woke up and I drank 42 beers in one day. 10 in the morning till like 1 in the morning. So I mean, that's like what, 2.5, 3 an hour. It's not horrific when you think about it, right? I couldn't imagine doing 4 times that amount.
Did I ever tell you when I went to the one of the fan access events, and they had the handprints of both the Big Show and Andre the Giant, and you could put your hand in their handprints? Okay, my hand. All right, my whole hand is his palm. Okay, his hand was twice as long as my hand. His fingers, like this is his palm. His fingers start here and went up to like here. It was unbelievable. And then when I went to the Hall of Fame, the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Myrtle Beach, I know it's in Canton, but just go with it. Yeah, they had the satellite location. You could actually, this was cool. You could put your hand on a football that Jim Kelly, Warren Moon, and I think Troy Aikman had, and then you could put your leg in a cast of. Remember Gilbert Brown from the Packers? Remember how big he was? Yeah. You could put your leg in and compare the size of your leg to freaking Gilbert Brown. And I got to tell you, like the lower leg, not that much of a difference. But when you get to the upper thigh, it was like both of my legs maybe would have fit his legs. You could stand in it. It was crazy, just how big that was. When you were raised a Twins fan, is it acceptable to change a team affiliation? You know what? If you've been out of it for a while, then I think it's kind of fair game to do that. I don't know how you can go Twins to Yankees, though, considering that the Yankees have basically been the Twins' daddy for the better part of 3 decades. So, yeah, I don't know how you can reconcile being a Yankee fan. Just don't know. It's almost too easy to be a Yankee fan. Let's be honest. I know you haven't won in a while, but come on. It's easy.
If I was where you were in Iowa, I would probably go Cubs just because I'm a softie for the Cubs, and they're in the National League, so
there's
no imminent threat to the Yankees.
After 20 years of living in Chicago, believe me, I got no love for that franchise at all. No, Sluggo, that was Jerry the King Lawler.
Yeah. All right, everyone. I'm going to call it a night. This heat's been kicking my ass. I don't have much energy to stay up. I've actually been sleeping by like 10:30, 11 most days this week.
All right.
Did I tell you, one last story. Did I tell you I've had to fix my own medication on my own?
You did. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you told us that.
I was, most of you guys know, I was in the hospital, and they added some new medication for me, and I couldn't hold food down. I was throwing up like crazy. I was getting even more lightheaded than before I went in the hospital. I looked up the 3 new medications that they gave me, and the first one says do not use with this medication, like in bold. And it's my cholesterol medication. So the combination of those two were making me like woozy and spinning. I called the doctor today. I was like, "Hey, did you look this up? How come you and the pharmacist like passed this? Like, I stopped taking it 3 days ago, and now I'm holding food down. Stomach's back to normal on both ends. Like everything's good now." I'm like, I fixed myself. Like I'm not a doctor. You guys know me. I'm a goddamn idiot at times. That's putting it lightly. Of course, Mets fans want me to not be a Yankee fan.
I got to be honest with you. I don't hate the Yankees franchise. I never have. Some of their fans can be pains in the ass. There's no doubt about that. But no, I don't have any issue with the Yankees. I don't live in New York. You know, I don't. It's no issue. I mean, my issue is the teams in the NL. The Braves are the team that I can't stand, and that goes back 20 years.
Oh,
a long time. So for me, it's like Braves, Cubs, Phillies. Those are the teams I can't stand. So I know that seems strange, but that's where I am.
Give me 1 second. We're gonna.
All right, we'll give you a second.
5, 4, 3. You made this request earlier today, and you're a good dude, so I want to make it come through for you.
All right, here we go. What a maneuver!
Adam Gates, you're fired.
Yeah, freeze frame that. Save it. All right.
Here you go, Iowan.
No chance.
I don't want to get my channel banned for playing something too long.
Yeah, just keep.
Iowan, I'm not going to try to sway you. You go with your heart, man. You go with maybe a player that stands out to you, or I don't find anything wrong with it if you've been out of the game. But go with what suits you. Go with what you relate to. You know, go with what you got to do. Don't let any of us talk you in or out of something. You know, if you're going with a team, go with what works for you.
Yeah, I think if I was you, I'd have to go national. I feel like I have to switch leagues at least. I'd have to go with an NL team. I think it'd be very hard to stay. Like I couldn't go if something were to happen. I
can't go Dodgers, right? Because the Dodgers would be like front running right now.
It's too easy. But I could not go with a team in the division. You know, like if the Mets like moved to say Portland, Oregon, I couldn't switch to another NL East team. That would never happen. So at the very least, I have to get out of that. If I wasn't a Mets fan, I'd be probably like a Brewers fan or an Orioles fan. There's something about that. I feel like more of like the underdog. I tend to identify with underdogs. Maybe that's why I'm a Jet fan. So I think that's kind of how it works for me.
It's like I'm diabetic too, man. Type 2 though. I was a fatty, and that's what happened. All right, we're gonna head out. Adam, thank you to all our guests tonight.
You're welcome.
Jeremy, Gunny, aka Jesse, and Kevin. We will talk soon. I'll pop up probably over after the weekend, early in the week, with maybe a show before one of the bigger guys go on earlier in the week. And thank you to everyone in chat. Special thank you to Braden and everyone else who offered. And as always, I'll end with this. Be loud, be proud, New York Jets fans. Go Jets. Later, everyone. Have a good night.